Welcome to the stream. My name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. We will be live in seconds, and we got a lot to cover today. As you can see, we got some great news from Trump right there. We'll talk about that at the beginning. Then I'm going to play the 911 calls from Butler. Here we go.
1977. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
It sure is. Welcome, one and all. 5 minutes after 6 o'clock in the morning. It is Friday, October 25th. 11 days until the return of President Trump to the White House. Well, he's going to be reelected in 11 days. Then he'll be President-elect President Trump. First president in anyone's lifetime to have that title. The only second time in history we've had a president with two non-consecutive terms. First one, Grover Cleveland. But this one I think President Trump's second term will be a little bit more memorable than Grover Cleveland's. Oh, this is just a beautiful thing that's going on. And yesterday, Trump said, I love this. Trump said yesterday that when he wins, when he takes office, he's going to fire fake special counsel Jack Smith within 2 seconds. So I think his first action is going to be to fire Jack Smith. And immediately the Democrats are going to move to impeach him again. But we're going to control the House, and it's not going to happen. That's going to be a beautiful thing. That's going to be very exciting. I can't wait to watch the media meltdown when Trump fires Jack Smith. Well, we do have a lot to cover today. It is Friday, and Friday is open phones. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. And on Friday's show, the show prep is up to you guys. Monday through Thursday, you have to call in and talk about whatever I'm bringing up. But on Friday, you can call in about any and everything on your mind. You're not limited to the topics that I bring up on the program. Although I'm going to bring up a lot of very interesting things, and I hope you find them worthy enough to comment on. But you don't have to comment on anything I bring up today because, again, it's open phones, Open MAGA Mike Friday. And I do have some good stuff, though, including, we're going to get to here early on, the 911 calls from the first attempted assassination of President Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania, when he got shot by that never-Trumper. Some of the 911 calls have been released. I'm going to play them on the air in just a few moments. And they've got to be played. We're 11 days away from the election. You know, I'm watching these liberal meltdowns. He's Hitler, he's Nazi, end of democracy. They've tried to kill him twice in just the last few months. Right before the convention, once after the convention, he's the threat to democracy? Are you kidding me? Right. I mean, this is insane that they would even suggest such a thing. But here we are, all this time, after Trump being shot and the second assassination attempt at the golf course here in Florida. And what do we know about these guys? We do not know really anything about them that we did not know the day after each event. There's been a media cover-up. There's been a government cover-up. There's been a media that's not even interested in asking questions. The one here in Florida, I mean, this is insane to me. The golf course Trump assassin in Florida, we don't know how long he was in Florida. We don't know who he was staying with, where he was staying. Was he staying at someone's house? Was he staying with a friend? Was he in a hotel? Was he in a motel? Was he living in his car? How did he get that AK-47, which just coincidentally is the weapons that they were handing out to high school kids in Ukraine to defend Ukraine when that first happened? Remember? How did he end up with that? We know nothing. Nothing. You know, I haven't even seen anyone try to interview the witness that followed him and reported him to the police. You know, you got to remember this golf course assassin. We do have the one connection between the two assassins, which I'll mention and talk about in a little bit. They were both in BlackRock videos, remember? The one guy was the first never-Trumper that shot President Trump, was in a BlackRock video about school teachers, and the second Trump assassin was in a video about Ukraine. So why do we got two assassins 2 assassins against President Trump, both of them in BlackRock videos. Seems like there's a connection there. And do you hear anyone in the media ever reference that? No, you don't. No, you don't. But the golf course assassin almost got away. In fact, he was supposed to get away, right, by the people behind it. And that woman saw him running across the street after the Secret Service fired at him. She followed him at great risk and got his license plate number and gave it to the Palm Beach Sheriff's deputies who were not in the loop with the conspiracy against President Trump. And boom, they got the guy. But we know nothing about anything with either of these. But we will, because President Trump told Bobby Kennedy at that rally that Bobby Kennedy joined the Trump campaign on, that he was going to establish a commission investigating presidential assassinations, both President Kennedy's assassination and the attempts on President Trump. You know, Bobby Kennedy, obviously a lifelong Democrat, Bobby Kennedy joined the Trump campaign because of those assassinations, because the deep state assassinated his father and his uncle. So he knows what's going on here. And that was it for Bobby Kennedy. That's why he's on the Trump train now. Some other reasons too. But that was the main thing that pushed Bobby Kennedy over the edge and said, this enough is enough. And these 911 calls are chilling to listen to. And I'm surprised the media is even sharing them, because they don't want you to he's the threat, not them, not the people that were trying to shoot him or the one who did shoot him. He's the threat. If he's the threat, why are these people trying to do this to him? So here's the first one. Let me pull this up. This is it's hard to listen to these, because I think most of us remember where we were when President Trump was shot. I was watching it live on Right Side Broadcasting, and I know a lot of you probably were too. This is from CNN.
The guy shooting.
The police are aware of it. They're taking care of the situation.
No,
Okay.
but I'm scared.
They just tried to kill President Trump.
One woman trying to locate her husband who had been shot and taken by paramedics.
I have a female on the line. Her husband was shot at the Trump rally.
My name. Age 74 was shot at the Trump rally.
Okay.
Paramedics serviced him. I called Butler Hospital. He's not there. They told me to call 911.
And joining us now is CNN Chief Law Enforcement Analyst John Miller. Amazing calm from that woman, I will say, as she was trying to find her husband.
I don't know if she was calm. I think she was pissed off that she couldn't find her husband. You know, and more of these, I've got some more that I'm going to play as the show goes on. But, you know, we've had incidents in the past where things like this have happened to presidents. Do you remember any when we got no information afterwards? I don't. You get nothing but information when these kind of things happen. But not this time. Because they don't want you to think about it. They don't want you to know about it. They don't want you to think about, well, who was behind this? And I think most Americans believe that our own deep state government was behind it. The powers that be were behind it. Who else would have been behind this? Yeah. And that's why we're not getting investigative reports on it. Because if they delve into it too closely, they'll stumble on these things that they don't want to have to report on. All right, I'm going to take our first break of this Friday. When we get back, I do have some more 911 calls, which I will play. And there's a lot of stories we're going to cover on the program as well. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977. I'm Brian Craig. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome, welcome. I'm just queuing up some stories here that I want to talk about. I gotta turn the air down. It is hot in here. You're on hold. Hang in there.
With the Steve Kane Show and the show's listeners keeps getting stronger.
You know, I got the flip camera back. Now, remember I was showing you guys this the other day, and I was having problems with it? I was using the 3 AAA batteries. You can put 3 AAA batteries. I didn't bother using the battery that it came with because I thought it wouldn't be good. And I charged it up last night. It's working. I'm making a vlog that I'm going to upload over the weekend for members of the channel. And I ordered another battery, brand new, that fits in this, and it's working. So I guess it just eats batteries up quick if I use the AAAs. But the battery that comes with it, I don't know how long it's going to last, but it's been lasting. I love this camera. It's really cool. You plug it into your computer, download the files, and charge it with this. It's pretty cool. I got it for $20 on eBay. Retrotech's all in now.
This is not sustainable. Chris Eddy is a retired Air Force one-star general, a retired FBI intelligence leader, and a current Weston City commissioner who has balanced budgets. Help him stop the chaos by electing him as your next congressman in Florida's 25th district. Chris Eddy, I approve this message.
When it comes to dental work, there's no one better than Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. But don't just take my word for it. This is Richie the bus driver. He called in on the air to share his experience with Dr. Gupta.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie, Dr. Gupta. I go 139 miles to this guy. I had a broken tooth. He fixed it. It was supposed to be temporary. It lasted 2 years. He put dentures in my mouth that are a lot cheaper than anybody else. And he's excellent and no pain. I recommend this guy. To me, he's the best ever. So I want to get that out of the way.
Listen to Richie the bus driver. Go see Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
And now a message from Scott from CutMyKilowatts.com.
This is Scott from
Yep.
CutMyKilowatts.com. We're back. Dog days of summer are upon us. AC struggle, running constant, trying to hold the temperature, maybe even failing late afternoon. Your electric bill has gone up, even double. Radiant Barrier is the cure. Stop the heat gain, lowering the temperatures in the attic up to 40 degrees, cutting the FPL bills.
Mike's off next week. He's going to the World Series.
Radiant Barrier and insulation removal, rat proofing. We even do AC ducts in the heat of the summer. Act now and get $500 off Radiant Barrier, over 2,000 square feet, and $1,000 off over 4,000 square feet. Plus,
Yeah, YT, yeah, I guess YT sucks. Okay. Yeah, you're right. I don't know how long it's going to last me, but I ordered a brand new one I have coming today. And I'll do a test and see. I like this camera. All right, here we go.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
Alrighty, we're back 19 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. You know, yesterday I played on the air a video that George Santos, former congressman, remember they ran him out of Congress. Can't be gay and be MAGA. They come after you. They call you a crook, even though they're all on the take. George Santos dropped a video I played yesterday that there was a major scandalous story about Kamala Harris that would bring down her campaign. And I thought it came out yesterday, but I was wrong. George Santos has released a statement about this story, which I'm going to read to you in a moment. But yesterday, the story about Kamala Harris's husband got an addition. Remember, there was a story a couple weeks back in the Daily Mail. There was an allegation before he was married to Kamala, about 2 or 3 years before. He was at the Cannes Film Festival, and the allegation was that he slapped his girlfriend in the face so hard her body spun around. Remember that? Well, yesterday there was an update. The Daily Mail interviewed the woman, and she confirmed it. Now, they did conceal her identity. Okay? But she confirmed the allegations herself, not just her friends that she told about it at the time. And it's also been reported in the New York Post, which endorsed President Trump this morning, if you haven't seen. And I thought, well, that must be the story, and it's not. George Santos posting on X, I'm going to put some pressure. This is George Santos on X. He tweeted this. The massive publication that is sitting on the Kamala story is doing so because they are allegedly waiting to clear everything with their legal team. They have had the video and story on their hands for 2 days. What could this be? Could it be an interview with the accuser of abuse of Kamala's husband? There's a video? I don't know. I don't know if it's that or not. Do any of you have any idea? This is George Santos. The massive publication that is sitting on the Kamala story is doing so because they are allegedly waiting to clear everything with their legal team. They have had the video and story on their hands for 2 days, and I know for a fact, this is George Santos talking, not me, it does not take that long to clear a legal review, especially for them. Point is, I cannot say what I know because I don't have access to the records and I'd be wildly exposed legally. I'm under the advice of counsel to not say anything further than this. I don't need clicks. I don't want attention. I want the truth out there for Americans to see, unlock, and when a 2020, when a cover-up campaign was run on the behest of Joe Biden with the help of 51 members of the intelligence community. Oh, he's talking about the laptop, Hunter's laptop, all whom lied and fabricated facts about the laptop. I'm alive and plan to stay that way. That's George Santos. So he says there's a video, a story and a video involving Kamala Harris that will end her campaign when it becomes public. Now, the video is new. We didn't know that. He said yesterday there was a story. Now we're getting an update that there's a video. What do you think it could be? It could be an interview with her husband's old girlfriend that's alleging that he physically abused her. It could be that. Or it could be something else entirely. I have no idea. I'm dying to know. Question is, will we hear it? You know, if George Santos is telling the truth, and remember, all women are to be believed, right? All women are to be believed. That's what the left have been telling us. So this woman making this allegation who went and did the interview with the Daily Mail yesterday about Kamala's husband, we are all obligated, according to Kamala Harris and the Democrats, to believe her and her truth. Women are to be believed. And you're not to question women. So there you go. So, you know. But is that the story that Santos is talking about? Could there be a video of it? There could be. You know, it was at the Cannes Film Festival, everyone waiting for the car. There could be video of that. I don't know. It could be an interview, or it could be something else entirely. Who knows? Now, the typical rule of thumb is that we're not going to hear stories like this about Democrats, that it'll be covered up. If George Santos is telling the truth and not blowing smoke. But I don't think that's true in this case, because what we've seen in particular with CNN is a takedown of Kamala. Yesterday I was talking about that disastrous town hall of hers, and CNN totally set her up in that town hall to look like a fool, just like they set up that debate with Biden to look like a fool when he was debating President Trump. So if this story is out there and George Santos is telling the truth and CNN were to get wind of it, I think CNN would run with the story. I don't think they would sit on it like they typically would for Democrats, because they're trying to help Trump at CNN. As crazy as all that sounds. Oh my goodness. We are in some very, very strange times. Now, I want to tell you guys about Friendly Tire. You know, I've been a customer of Friendly Tire, I don't know, maybe 20 years now. A long time. You know, and I found Friendly Tire out of necessity. I've talked about this a lot. I had a very nice four-wheel drive Jeep Wrangler, and I got a great deal on it. And it had the big four-wheel drive tires, and the first time I needed tires, I knew why I got such a great deal on it. The tires were expensive. And I found Friendly Tire where tires are affordable. And ever since then, I've been buying all my tires from Friendly Tire in Margate. You know, he has new tires as low as $70 a tire that are brand new, not used, brand new, as low as $70 a tire out the door and on the road, because Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire, mount the tire, or dispose of your old tire. No matter what kind of vehicle you have, including EVs, Teslas, dump trucks. We have listeners that have commercial fleets that have dump trucks that get tires at Friendly Tire. I see guys, I go over to Friendly Tire, I run into listeners. I've run into listeners that have Porsches and new Corvettes and rust buckets that I don't know how they got there. Everyone goes to Friendly Tire because the prices are so good. A lot of guys go that have leases, and when they got to turn their lease in, they go and get their new tires over there so they don't get dinged when they turn in the lease. You know, but all the cars in my family are on the road on tires from Friendly Tire. Great deals. He has thousands of good used tires in stock at very good prices as well. Give Mike a call. He'll give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. That's 954-977-9445 for Friendly Tire in Margate. We'll be right back.
Making
You guys in the chat, do you believe George Santos about this story? I do. I believe George Santos. I know the liberals don't like him, but I believe him. Absolutely. How could you not? Oh, yeah. Crazy, huh? Crazy, crazy, crazy. Now, guys, if you'd like to support the program, support the channel, support the radio show, my podcast, everything, go to mypillow.com. Use my promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, and you could use my promo code on every special at mypillow.com and mystore.com. The MyPillow that started it all, just $14.88. And, this is my store. There's all kinds of deals there, including that beautiful cross. You can use our promo code Kane at mystore.com, too. But all the specials at mypillow.com, you can use our promo code Kane for Kane. And it's free shipping on all orders over $75. Those MyPillow, My Slippers, I have 2 pairs of those. Steve Kane has 2 pairs. And they're really good for all day wear. Steve, he has the charcoal black moccasin ones, and he wears those on formal night on the cruises. He wears his My Slippers, and nobody knows because the My Slippers are made for all day wear, and they are so comfortable. They make great Christmas gifts. The My Pillow coffee, you can save up to 50% off on that. And just great specials there. Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at checkout, guys. Oh. I'll be on YouTube a lot this weekend. I'll have new podcasts and live streams throughout the weekend, guys. I'm going to go to the phones when we get back. Yep, Joe Rogan, we'll talk about that. I hope this flip camera works. I really like this. You know, my other channel that I vlog on, I haven't been vlogging because I've been so busy with the election. I don't have time to, you know, my vlog channel is just for fun. That's like a hobby. So, I'm going to vlog with this, and I'm also, I usually vlog on my iPhone, but I really don't like vlogging on my iPhone. Oh no, they're not slippers like this. These are incredible slippers. Those ones from Walmart aren't as comfortable, I promise you. Well, you don't have to. I don't know why you have to tell everybody what you don't spend money on, but you know.
Crocus Deli in North Lauderdale is a must if you love Polish food. They have a variety.
This actually, I don't know if this is 1080. This is HD. And I'm going to get. I think I was talking about the DJI Osmo. I think I'm going to get the DJI Osmo 1 for vlogging. I'm not going to get that really, that new one. It's too much money. I'm going to get the 1. 1 and 2 are pretty much the same. Unbelievable. You know, the thing about, I think, you know, like, I think some cameras, the picture's too good. It takes the personality out of it. Janine, $20 super sticker. Thank you so much, Janine. Appreciate that. I don't know if it's 720 or 1080, the flip. I'm not sure. It's probably 720. Yeah, it's got a screen on the back. You just press the button there and boom.
You can make changes to your existing Medicare plan. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors. No matter where you're located in the state of Florida, for expert help this open enrollment period. 954-753-8080.
We'll be back in 30 seconds.
753-8080. It's 954-753-8080.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? I did until I went to Lighthouse Medical Center in Paulette.
I have not seen any updated polls on Garvey in California.
Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching have all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642.
All right, we are back. Call us on hold, stand by. Our number 1-888-465-2631. So I tend to believe, George Santos, that there's some big story that people are sitting on about Kamala, and chances are it's something that we don't even know about. So I'm curious. Any your thoughts? I'm certainly welcome. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
So this is huge. This is, now, granted, usually Fridays are what they call a dump day, right? This is the day usually they dump these stories in mass to get rid of the stories, right? So do you want it to come out today, or do you want it to come out when it could.
I don't think the Friday dump thing is relevant anymore. I think that was true in the old days when traditional media is where people got their news. With the way media works today, I don't think it doesn't matter what day of the week you dump it. It could be Saturday night. It would be a huge story. With the way media operates today, that's old school thinking.
Now, this is
So I would take it anytime, as long as it's not between 6 and 9 a.m. I don't want them to do it between 6 and 9. Do it after 9.
We're still in October. This is October 25th. This is October surprise type stuff here, it sounds like.
Maybe, yeah. All right, hey, Mike, I appreciate the call. Tim Walz, who's just a weirdo, here's a tape of Tim Walz. I'm not sure of the date on this, but it doesn't look like it's that long ago. Listen to this. This is Tim Walz, the man who's about to lose his run for Vice President of the United States.
We're not going to be satisfied for saying, oh, Minnesota will never be a right-to-work state. Well, that's a given. What Minnesota was going to do...
You know, by the way, this thing, what he says at the end is why I'm playing this. This right-to-work state, for those that don't know what that means, like Florida's a right-to-work state, it's such a strange phrase. It means that you have a right to work without joining the union. Right? You have a right to work without joining the union. In a lot of states, you have to join the union to work. And what he's saying is Minnesota, you'll never have the freedom just to go get a job. You'll have to join a union and pay their shakedown money so you can have a job. That's a racket. That's like a mob operation. Anyway, let me share this with you.
We're not going to be satisfied for saying, oh, Minnesota will never be a right-to-work state. Well, that's a given. What Minnesota was going to do is strengthen our right to collectively bargain. Minnesota was going to ban that practice of having those captive anti-union meetings. You go to jail now if you do that in Minnesota because you can't intimidate people.
You hear that? And I did not know this about Minnesota. That if you don't, unions have destroyed American jobs. One of the big reasons so many jobs are in other countries is because unions drove up wages so much. And that's just the way of it. I mean, everybody knows this. But in Minnesota, you go to jail if you talk to your coworkers. And what's a meeting? A meeting could be just talking to somebody in the hallway. A meeting could be a conversation in the parking lot. A meeting could be two guys talking at the urinal, okay? If you talk to someone at work about leaving the union, you go to jail for that in Minnesota? Tim Walz will put you in jail for that? He's all into body autonomy when it comes to abortion, but that seems to be a serious limitation on speech. So Tim Walz is bragging that if you exercise your freedom of speech, that you don't want to pay union dues, that he'll put you in jail for that? That sounds, I don't know if this is a stretch, but that sounds anti-American to me. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Eric from California.
Hey, Jerry, what's up?
No, Eric.
oh, sorry, Eric. What's up?
Thank you for everything you've been doing. And I've been talking to my coworkers in the parking lot, like we're just talking about right now. I was going to tell you about that. So far, they were all Democrat. So far, we're 7 people. I have now got to, they're going to go vote for Trump.
Awesome.
I'll tell you, it's not about where us winning California, no. But to me, it's about the Senate and everything else. It's about the House. And without these changes and you out there doing what you're doing, I really...
Well, California, my guess is I know there's a lot of Republicans in California, and they've just given up. And I think a lot of people in California, they don't bother to even vote because they think it's a waste of time. And people should never do that. I mean, if Trump wins California or not may be a difficult thing, but if there's a massive Republican turnout, which we will know after the election when the breakdowns happen, that would send a message. I don't think Republicans in California should stay home just because they think it's hopeless. You should send a message about how many of you there are.
You're right about that, because a lot of coworkers are spreading the news to their families too. And on top of that, my wife, she works for the Riverside Sheriff's Department.
So she knows Sheriff Bianco, and she had a talk with Bianco before the third chance of another assassination.
Yeah, and what happened with that story? That story has totally evaporated. They let the guy go. I mean, I've seen him on television saying it was not. He was just happened to have guns with him at the Trump. That story is very strange.
That whole story right there is a lot more confusing because basically that same day they had a picnic for Riverside. Riverside County at the same day had a picnic for the Riverside Sheriff's Department for all the families. And at the same time, they told everyone else that we're off or on vacation or everything. We need Trump is coming in. We knew this in advance, but we couldn't say nothing about it. And he made multiple layers of how to get in compared to Bianco really searched and looked around how to protect Trump the most.
Who would a normal person, if they're even in places like Florida where we have, we're a conservative state, there's places you're not allowed to bring your guns to. Okay, political events are one of them. There's others too, but political events are one of them. To me, the guy having the guns I don't understand why they let him go that night on bail. That guy should have been held for some serious investigation before they let him go.
And Bianco, I don't know why, but he's held back with his tongue beyond. So they charge this guy with a lot of basically gun violations, multiple.
Mm-hmm.
That's not allowed. We're very strict out here, beyond.
Oh, I know, yeah.
This whole thing about it is they release people so quick in California. On top of that, the other restrictions they have.
Let me tell you, if that guy had guns in his car at a Democrat event, he wouldn't have got out on bail the same day.
And at this picnic that we had in Riverside, there was me included, and like a lot of other people walking around, driving around. We're all wearing our Trump hats at a picnic. And this really ticked us off about what happened in the whole situation, but this is how it is in California. We are so strict that the future of California is going to be, well, I'll tell you that Bianco's going to be running for...
I haven't seen, I was talking about this during the break, I haven't seen any updated polls on Garvey. Is it totally hopeless for him? Is it hopeless for him?
Yes, it would be absolutely hopeless.
No, that's too bad. Garvey's originally from Florida, and he's one of those guys that everybody loves. It's hard.
That I have a sign in my yard that says, vote blue, vote Steve Garvey.
Exactly.
Your fans.
Oh, that's funny. I get that one. That's pretty clever. Yeah, that's pretty clever.
Thank you for everything you're doing out there. Like, this is important right now, and I have so far turned multiple people at work.
Now, the people that you've turned, that these California people you work with, which, by the way, in Minnesota, you go to jail, apparently, according to Walz on this. Why are they voting for Trump? What did you do that convinced them? What did you tell them? What red pilled them?
It's very simple. How much money do you have in your wallet?
Yeah. The only person that there's one person I know of, okay, who has more money today than they did 4 years ago. Zelensky. Other than Zelensky, who has more money today, who's making more money than they were 4 years ago? I appreciate the call, man, from California. I heard Obama. When he was speaking yesterday at this Springsteen event with Kamala, he said Kamala's got a plan to do all these things. A plan. Trump's already done it. Trump has a record of doing this, right? She's got a plan. Why didn't she enact any of that plan over the last 3.5 years, Barack? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I was hoping I'd get on the other side of your break.
I'll put you on hold. It's Richie. I'll give Richie some extra time. I was not looking at the clock. I didn't realize it was indeed break time. My name is Brian. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. I want to ask you this. Do you or someone you know have neuropathy? If you do, you want to call Lighthouse Medical in Pompano. Now, Lighthouse Medical can help you no matter where you're located in the United States. Even if you're local and you can't make it into the office, they can help you. You know, they have a treatment for neuropathy that works, and I found them a couple of years ago because Steve had neuropathy with all these terrible symptoms, and we had one of our cruises was coming up a few months from then, and Steve's like, I don't know how I can't even get out of bed. How am I going to go on this cruise with the neuropathy? And I went on a search, and it's not easy to find a treatment for neuropathy that works, and we found it at Lighthouse Medical. Give them a call. And again, over 2 years later, Steve's neuropathy symptoms have not returned. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642. And online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. We'll be right back.
Cold. Hard. Truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show. The Greater South Florida Chamber of Commerce has fantastic free-to-attend events all year long. Join us for their next great expo in your area.
Coming up, it's their Senior Lifestyle Health Fair and Expo, Thursday, October 31st from 10 to 3 at the Shirley and Martin Weissman Delray Community Center, 7091 West Atlantic Avenue, Delray Beach. Enjoy vendor workshops, health screenings, medical and financial workshops, and more. The True Oldies team will be on site giving away a free 3-day, 2-night cruise for 2. We'll see you there.
Learn more and see a full list of events at Greater South Florida Chamber.
Look at this, guys. This is the latest poll.
Our 6th annual
Look at this.
is coming up, and you're all invited. This time, we're sailing for 7 nights.
Look at this.
Celebrity Cruise Lines,
New Hampshire.
The Ascent to Puerto Plata, St. Thomas, and St. Martin. We set sail March 30th. We have private shore excursions.
This is the latest Electoral College prediction. 331 electoral votes for Trump. Isn't that something? 330. Remember, you just need 270 to win. 331 electoral votes for Trump, 207 for Kamala. New Hampshire has flipped to Trump. It's in the Trump column now. Isn't that something?
We're so excited to be
That is
celebrating
awesome
50
news.
years here in South Florida. The Cohen family started their first health food store
No
in
doubt about it.
1972, and ever since have been one of the largest locally owned, family-run health food stores.
If you're new, make sure you subscribe, guys.
Of supplements like vitamins, minerals, herbs, homeopathics, diet and fitness, and so much more. All your favorite top-quality brands. We also have tons of natural foods like gluten-free, paleo, and organic, as well as health and beauty aids, pet foods, and more. Visit Vanessa, Trish, Benson, Scott, and Bruce. They're here 7 days a week for all your family's natural health needs. So stop by Nutrition World at the northeast corner of PGA Boulevard and Prosperity Farms Road in the Carmine's Market Plaza by the Prosperity entrance. You can call us or text us anytime at 561-626-4377. That's 626-4377.
That's absolutely amazing.
Or check out our website at nutritionworld.com. Come see us 7 days a week at Nutrition World, Palm Beach Gardens.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade, nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Have you put off buying new tires because you thought they were too expensive? Find friendly prices at Friendly Tire and Margate on both new and used tires. New tires as low as $70 a tire. That's out the door and on the road, because Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire or mount the tire. They have thousands of used tires in stock too, starting at just $30. Call for a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now, the Steve Kane Show.
All right, we are back 48 minutes after the hour. Our number, toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Remember, it's Friday, Open MAGA Mike Friday. Any and everything on your mind is fair game on Friday's show. It is open phones. And I did something that I rarely do. I held somebody over through the break, and that's Richie, the bus driver. Well, it's his birthday week, so, you know, happy birthday. That's my present.
Thank you again.
I appreciate what you've done. And first of all, I want to really quick, I was online, I voted 2 days ago. What a difference. I mean, the lines were so long, and the people on the lines were not ashamed to say they were voting for Trump. I would say 95%. This is my precinct. It was incredible. Years ago we had to keep quiet because we were afraid to be intimidated by these leftists. Out of the closet. We're out of the closet, man. This is a movement. Now I'm going to say this to you about unions. I was a union guy for my whole time with Broward County. Okay? The right to work law is the right to work for less. And I'll explain to you my opinion on unions. And you're right, they've overdone their job, but they're needed. And I'll tell you why. When you have like builders union, my house was built. I watched how they built my house. They were non-union. They would take a husband and wife team out of South America and put them on the roof to put my roof up. Nothing fit. Nothing is straight. When you're a union carpenter and you're
yeah, but then again though, you could be a school teacher having sex with your students, and the union protects these pedos all the time. So they're unions are not not perfect.
Not the greatest, but no, they're not the greatest. But certain unions benefit the public, and the biggest union that doesn't protect the public is the government unions, that they can't fire anybody. In Washington, D.C., and the people that are in charge that are voted in, they vote their own salaries. They don't have to negotiate. They give themselves...
So, listen, I'm not against or for unions, but this idea that what Tim Walz is talking about is to the nth degree. And Tim Walz says that if you're at work and you talk to somebody about not being in the union, leaving the union, he'll put you in jail for that. It's illegal to talk that way at work. I mean, that's not the American way.
No, that's a fascist.
Yes.
Only President Trump, a Nazi and a fascist?
That's correct.
And her, she already said that she wants to pack the Supreme Court. She wants to make Washington.
Well, it's like I said yesterday, Richie. When Trump wins re-election, you're not going to hear any more of this Supreme Court reform about adding 3 justices. They're gonna forget about that. You'll never hear it again. They don't want Trump to get 3 more picks.
No, these people are so outrageous, Brian. I mean, this is the biggest try. They've tried to take this country over. They've been very successful. I think the American people are totally rebelling. I hope this is a landslide, because if it's a landslide, you're going to see...
the latest poll, New Hampshire, is now in the Trump category in the latest poll that's out. That's...
You know what their narrative is? It's not their policies. She's a terrible candidate. That's their narrative.
Yeah.
Their policies, not her. She's an airhead. And by the way, did you see Mel Gibson? But they stopped him in an airport. Who are you going to vote for?
He said, "Who do you think?" He said, "Who do you think?" What did he say? Kamala's as dumb as a. What did he say? Dumb as a what?
Dumb as a what do you call it?
A fence post. A fence post. Yes.
I mean.
The next time, I'm a huge Mel Gibson fan. I got to meet him once and spend time with Mel Gibson, and which was, out of all the celebrities I met, that was like the most amazing. He's the road warrior, right? But next time I go visit my daughter in California, I told her I want to go to Mass at Mel Gibson's church. Mel Gibson has his own Catholic church, and he's an altar boy at the church. And we got to go.
He got a bum rap, man, when he got pulled over by the cop and he was drunk.
Yeah, I know, the Asian cop. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
You say he's anti-Semitic.
That was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, Hollywood went along with it. I didn't believe one bit of it. I mean, this guy is a patriot. And if you're a Republican, you're anti-Semitic. At least now the Jews in New York realize that, hey, maybe we were right all along.
Well, what the left will say is, we told you Trump was Hitler. He's got Mel Gibson voting for him.
You're right. You're 100% right. So
all right.
Have a great week. Have a great weekend.
All right. Well, absolutely. By the way, you guys, if you don't listen to my podcast and watch me on YouTube, you should. The Brian Craig Show on all podcast platforms. Brian Craig Show on YouTube. I do shows all the time, taking live calls sometimes too over the weekends on YouTube, and I will be because we're in election season. I'll be on YouTube a lot, and I'll have new podcasts and everything over the weekend. So check all that out. All right, let's go back to the phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brother Brian, IB.
Hey, what's up?
Remember this. When I said Trump will get between 330 and 337 electric votes, what did you think when I said that?
I don't remember. I don't remember the call, but I would hope I'd be excited about it. That sounds exciting.
I didn't get a response, but I'm loving it, man.
Yes.
My only icing and cherry on the top is the people in Washington State. Okay, blue is blue, right? But imagine if we took Washington State and it just comes out of the blue because of what happened in the summer blood. They burning down the police stations, they're barricading people's neighborhoods, ransack, and they try to go through the barricades. Remember that young lady?
Yeah.
Shot of the Wendy's and the Wendy's go around the barricades.
I remember that. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
The only thing is, if we get Washington State, that would be beautiful. That's all I call for today.
All right, appreciate the call. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. My name is Cheryl. I'm calling from Coconut Creek.
Yes, Cheryl.
I'd like to put in a plug for a good MAGA candidate. He's running for. Vote for.
You know, Joe is okay. This is again, we don't do free advertisement, okay, or anything like this. But I happen to know personally Joe Kaufman. He invited me to his wedding. I didn't go, but he invited me, and he's been running for Congress for like 15 years. He's been running for Congress. You know what I mean? And he seems to run in districts that are hopeless. Why doesn't he run in a district that's in play? I mean, I've known Joe for over 20 years. We go way back. He got pissed off at Steve over something, and I guess that's carried over to me because I haven't heard from him in a long time. But, a lot of people are pissed off at me because they got pissed off at Steve. I don't know. But, Steve was supporting a candidate and not him, or so I can't remember what it was. But regardless of that, Joe has a history of running in safe Democrat districts that are like a waste of time. That's my district he's running in, okay, where I live. And that is a very entrenched Democrat district. I almost think Joe doesn't want to win. All right, hey, listen, but no free plugs. And no one knows that more than Joe Kaufman. In fact, that's why I think that's what happened with, I don't remember what happened with Steve and Joe Kaufman. But I do know Joe, and I've known him for a long time. He's no relation to Joyce Kaufman. Now, I want to ask you this. What are you and your family drinking at home? Do you know what's in that water? You know, when Rocky from Angel Water came to my house and tested my water, I was in shock. You know, tap water can be filled with all kinds of things. Chlorine, pesticides, all kinds of stuff. You know, I did not know this. A lot of people here in South Florida still have well water. You ever had well water, Mike? Oh, boy, you're lucky. But a lot of, Angel Water can help those of you that have well water, and well water has all kinds of bacteria, viruses, all kinds of things. You know, Angel Water isn't just a regular water filtration system. You know, they have over 1,000 positive reviews on Google. The Angel water filtration system takes out things that other systems do not. Give them a call. I'm going to give you the number in a minute. And Angel Water is going to come out to your house and test your water, like they did mine, for free, and let you know what's in your water. Hey, maybe you'll get lucky and your water's fine. I know mine was filled with all kinds of stuff, including lots of chlorine and a bunch of other things that I had never even heard of before. Now, Angel Water has a great offer for those of you in this audience. You know, and I was telling you guys yesterday, a water filtration system is not a luxury. It is a necessity with what's in our water today. And remember, you and your family aren't just drinking that water. You're cooking with it. You're bathing in it. You're brushing your teeth with it. call Angel Water. They got a great offer. They're going to give you a free under-the-sink reverse osmosis system with the purchase of a whole house refiner. Now, I have both of those, the reverse osmosis system and the whole house refiner. All the water in my house is filtered before it enters the house. Everything, my ice cubes, my water tank, my dishwasher, my clothes feels cleaner than they've ever felt. My skin, when I take a shower, feels like it's been moisturized. My hair feels as if it's been conditioned when it hasn't, because the water is so pure, so clean from Angel Water. Give them a call, and Rocky will come out and test your water like he did mine. 561-899-6585. 561-899-6585. Make sure you tell them I sent you, and you can take advantage of this great offer with the free under-the-sink reverse osmosis system with the purchase of a whole house refiner. 561-899-6585. 561-899-6585 for Angel Water. All right, hour number 1 is done. We'll be back with hour number 2 after this.
USFS 104.3.
And right now it's 71 degrees outside. As we go throughout the day, though, temperatures are going to reach as high as 84 degrees with partly cloudy conditions expected around 8 a.m. and throughout the rest of the day. So make sure you stay cool, stay hydrated, and have a wonderful start to your weekend.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
There's no 6 o'clock live rains
Mhm.
happening. Well, that makes no sense,
Mhm.
but there are 7 and 8. So I would tell you that.
Okay.
I didn't forget right there.
Yeah, I figured. Well, it's not about whether unions are good or bad. I mean, that's an old argument. We all know that. What the truth is of that. The thing is Tim Walz says that you'll go to jail in Minnesota if you talk to any of your coworkers about not being in a union. That they'll put you in jail for it. That's not a free state. That's slavery. That's the Gestapo.
And Penny Nix, November 22nd. For more information, go to pbkennelclub.com. Are you feeling safe and secure in your home? Unfortunately, millions of Americans are vulnerable to break-ins every year. But what if you could have peace of mind knowing that your home is protected 24/7? At Sloman's, we understand the importance of home security. That's why we're offering a free home security system with free professional installation. When you use our low-cost central station monitoring, our top-of-the-line systems are designed to detect intruders and alert authorities and give you real-time updates right to your smartphone. And with our state-of-the-art monitoring center, you'll have 24/7 protection from any threat. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your home and family and your valuables with Sloman's comprehensive home security solutions. Call 1-833-283-5050 today to schedule your free installation and start sleeping better tonight. Sloman's, protecting what matters most. Call 833-283-5050. That's 833-283-5050 now. At Sloman's, we understand the importance of home security. The Greater South Florida Chamber of Commerce has fantastic free-to-attend events all year long. Join us for their next great expo in your area.
Coming up, their Military Appreciation Veterans Day Home Show and Expo, November 9th and 10th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Point Beach Mall, 801 North Commerce Avenue, Long Beach. It's their 14th annual Military Appreciation Veterans Day Weekend
We'll be back shortly, guys.
Brian Craig here. When it comes time to get my blood work done, I don't have time to spend hours in the doctor's office or waiting hours in one of those big labs. That's why I go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs for all of my lab work. Their techs are highly skilled and professional, and their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest on lab work you'll find anywhere. Appointments aren't necessary. Doctor's orders and prescriptions, they're not needed either.
No, Walt Disney was an anti-union Republican. Somebody's mentioning Disney. They may have used unions because they had to, but Walt Disney was an anti-union Republican. I wouldn't say unions are fine.
Call Any Lab Test Now of Boca at 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs number is 954-906-5983. And don't forget to mention that you heard about them on the radio.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian.
All right, hour number 2 has begun. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. So, this is David Muir, my apologies, but he did run with the story. They have released some of the 911 calls from the day President Trump was shot by that never-Trumper in Butler, Pennsylvania. This is David Muir reporting on it last night.
For the first time here, we're hearing the chilling 911 calls from the scene of the assassination attempt on Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. The horrified callers, the panic and fear in their voices, moments after it played out. Here's Aaron Katursky.
Tonight, for the first time, the 911 calls from the attempted assassination of former President Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania.
They just tried to kill President Trump.
In the callers' voices, sheer panic.
Gunshot at the Trump rally.
Yep,
Gunshot.
the police are on the way.
Well, you better get over here quick.
Chaos in the crowd.
We are at the Trump assembly, and there's a guy shooting. He's been shooting up the place.
This call came in from a neighboring county.
I have a female on the line. Her husband was shot at the Trump rally.
That woman trying to locate her husband. He had been shot and taken by paramedics.
I called Butler Hospital. He's not there. They told me to call 911.
The description she gave the dispatcher matches Jim Copenhaver. He and David Dutch were critically wounded. The shooting killed Corey Comprator and left Trump with a bloodied ear. The chaos you just...
With a bloodied ear, he got... What a jerk. David Muir on ABC. And left Trump with a bloody ear. He got shot in the face, in the head, in the ear. These are really some sick people. They got to put their little editorial crap in there. Leaving Trump. This guy critically injured. This one critically injured. This one dead. Trump left with a bloody ear. Where do you think the blood came from? Don't get too comfortable, David Muir. Dan Rather got fired for doing fake news, and you're no Dan Rather. He was a lot bigger than you with your fake news at that debate. You know, David Muir, and then they may have broken the law with that debate. Collusion on a broadcast network with a campaign like that? Leaving Trump with a bloody ear. These are sick, twisted weirdos. All right. Now, it is Friday. Open phones on Friday. Open MAGA Mike Friday. And on Friday's show, the show prep's up to you guys. You can call in about any and everything on your mind. On Friday's show, the other 4 days, you got to stick to the topics that we bring up. So it's open phones every Friday. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. I wish I would have thought of that, but it was one of our listeners, Christine in Pennsylvania, who came up with Open MAGA Mike Friday. I didn't want to call it Open Phone Friday because that's what Rush used to do. And these no talents that they put on his place, in his place, are trying to steal his act with their mediocre talents and deep state connections. And I didn't want to. And Christine said, "What about Open MAGA Mike Friday?" And that's perfect, isn't it? Our number 1-888-465-2631. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine.
Hey, Jeff. What's up?
Listen, if that had been Biden, Obama, or someone taking a shot at, it'd have been headline news for months. And
And you know what? That would be the right thing. That would be appropriate. You know, I mean, yeah, I mean the way that they're trying to leaving Trump with a bloody ear. What kind of crap is that? What a jerk.
And you know, the people that were shot, seriously injured, and the one killed, you know, if that was a, God forbid, a Republican shooter, that person's name would have been friggin' gone through to the up degree, and rightly so.
Mm-hmm.
About it because it was a Democrat. You know, the hypocrisy in mainstream news media is getting to the point now where I think most common sense Americans are not even tuning into them.
And I know some people will say, what do you mean a Democrat? Because the guy was a registered Republican in Butler. No, he was a never-Trumper who registered as a Republican so he could vote against Trump in the primary. Probably voted for Nikki Haley.
I agree. And, you know, how can mainstream news media ever get their trust back of the American people? And it's simple. Tell the truth. Give the news as it is, and don't
editorialize. Yeah, fake news, leaving Trump with a bloody ear. Leaving Trump with a bloody ear. That's insane.
That's the good word, editorialize, to fit their agenda. You know, that's very good verbiage.
I mean, I know I give opinions, but this shows an editorial. I don't this is not called the news. We talk about the news, but we're not the news.
That's right. And you know why your show does so well is that you don't care what people think. You're going to give the news as it should be.
Yeah.
You know, where is the truth in mainstream news media? Where is, you know, I believe that when Trump gets back in that office November 6th, the shock that's going to go through mainstream news media, how are they going to cover this?
Yeah.
I'm really intrigued how they're going to spin it.
Well, it all depends on it all depends on how big the victory is. If it's a massive landslide, it's one thing. If it's close, it'll be another. So it depends on how big the victory is.
Right. I bet you they can't even come out and say Donald Trump won with a landslide if that's the case. They're not going to be able to do it.
No. We'll see. You know, I'm seeing a lot of panic in the mainstream media right now. There's a lot of panic.
And there's a lot of panic in the Democrats talking. Well, you know, if Kamala Harris was that close, why isn't all these top Democrats out there speaking to the mainstream news media? Get out there and vote.
You know, and, you know, Kamala is just, you know, like Mel Gibson said, dumb as a post or whatever he called it. You know, they have, in the last 2 weeks, she's been asked the same 2 or 3 questions over and over again. What would you do differently than Biden? Do you have any regrets? And even after 2 weeks of being asked the same question, she still doesn't have an answer. She's a stupid person. That's it.
Clue of what it takes to be vice president, let alone be president.
That's exactly right. You know, the bookmakers that are giving the odds, you know, in favor of President Trump, you know, you can also place bets on whether or not she really worked at McDonald's, and the bookmakers are saying there's only 11% chance that there's evidence to come forward that she actually worked at McDonald's. So the bookies think she's a liar.
You know, the one thing that stands out to me is what did she do? What are her accomplishments as vice president? And you could not get one single definitive answer from her for any. She goes off on these stupid comments and never answers questions, and it's pathetic.
Yeah. All right, Jeff, I got to run, but thanks for the call. Good call. If you're on hold, hang in there. I want to remind you, you know, Medicare open enrollment period. If you're a Medicare recipient in the state of Florida, open enrollment period is the only time of year you can make changes to your Medicare plan. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors. Debbie and her family have been with the Steve Kane Show since 1993, helping Steve Kane Show listeners every year with their Medicare. And Debbie will help you too. No matter where you are in the state of Florida, it costs you nothing. Her number, 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. Give Debbie a call. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sideline. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve
If you're on hold, hang in there.
Hey, it's Scott Shannon with a subtle reminder that I'm back on the air this morning right after 10 a.m. with more of your favorite oldies on South Florida's True Oldies channel.
This Kia statewide sales event will be held only at one location, City Kia of Greater Orlando.
Now, guys, don't forget, do your Christmas shopping now while there's good deals there at MyPillow with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. Huge discounts. You know, what Mike Lindell's offering, sometimes it's called wholesale pricing, it's called employee pricing, but really these prices that are so heavily discounted at MyPillow, with our promo code KANE, of course, these are the prices that Walmart used to pay to get the MyPillow products. And since Mike Lindell has gotten kicked out of Walmart and all these other big stores for being MAGA, he's offering those old Walmart buyer prices to all of us with our promo code KANE. These are the lowest prices ever. The MyPillow, just $14.88. The queen size, $18.88. The king size, just $19.88. Free shipping on orders over $75. The sheets will blow you away. Those sheets are amazing. I have both the Giza sheets and the Percal sheets. And those sheets are just beautiful sheets. And everything Mike Lindell makes is high quality and lasts. You can use our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, on all the specials at MyPillow.com. My wife and I just got this mattress a few weeks ago. We got the queen size from Mike Lindell. We got the hybrid, the spring and foam, and I got to tell you, it is the best mattress I have ever had. It has that mattress with the springs has lumbar support in it. The MyPillow slippers, regular price, just under $150, just $79.98. I have 2 pairs of these. Steve Kane has 2 pairs of them. They are great slippers. And as I say, you can use our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, on all the specials at MyPillow.com, no matter what it says. The pet beds, I've had those for years. Those are, your pets will love them. The pet beds have inside of them the same, that patented fill from the MyPillow. It's inside the pet beds. So they're completely 100% washable and dryable. And your dogs and your cats will love them. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com. And remember, when you use our promo code KANE, you're supporting Mike Lindell, of course, but you're also supporting all my content, the radio show, my YouTube channel, podcast, and everything. So promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at MyPillow.com. Let's see.
You have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954.
Well, thank you, Bill. Oh, the towels I love the towels.
Thank you.
Lisa, you're not being censored. You're right here talking. You know, a lot of times on the chat room, this is true for every chat. At the top, you know, I'm on Apple Safari, so it's different. But at the top of the chat, it depends on your device and what browser. It shows you what's called automatically when you go on. It gives you the top chat, which I don't know what determines the top chat. You want to change that to live chat. And when you change it to live chat, which is what I have it on, you see all of the chat. If you have it on top chat, you don't see everything. You gotta have it on live chat. So a lot of people don't have it on live chat. Like, I'm being censored. No, you just don't have it on live chat, so you don't see all the messages. By the way, censored is spelled with a C.
Hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM,
Not an S.
and anywhere in the world at True Oldies FL.
All right. 19 minutes after the hour, I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian Lake Worth.
Hey, what's up?
Little interesting. I'm a Finnish descent, even though I was becoming Finnish. My grandparents came years ago. The word Kamala in Finnish means horrible.
Kamala means horrible?
That's a Finnish. You wouldn't know if I knew
Finnish.
And the kids.
You know what it means in English? You know what it means in American Standard English? A lot of people don't know this. Kamala in Finnish it means horrible. It means horrible. In American Standard English, Kamala means homewrecker and harlot, I believe. Yes, I remember. I know. I got one of those word a day calendars.
Yeah. The interesting thing about this is I told several people about it, and I said, just, ask Siri. And Siri used to say it means horrible. Now, I tried it again myself. I tried 5 times. They just give me different language and stuff. So I guess they've stopped that from Siri.
You know what, though? In 11 days, 12 days, we're not going to worry about, we won't have to worry about how to pronounce Kamala or what it means or anything. She'll go to that vacuous place all the vice presidents go to, obscurity.
If the good Lord is willing.
Mm-hmm. All right. Appreciate the call, man. Take care. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello? Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah. Okay. I just want to let you,
George.
In the past, I'm going to vote for Trump again by next week early. And I want everybody out, before you get nasty and hang up with me on me, I want everybody out there to know you banned me. And I'm a Trump supporter. I voted for
What did I do? What did you do that got you banned? I don't remember. I don't know you. I don't know about you being banned or anything. You're not banned.
Somebody else maybe. I don't know.
Let me ask you this. Excuse me. Are you trying to get? I'm not hanging up on you. Calm down. Calm down. I'm gonna. Now, maybe you will get banned. No, you're not banned. I don't even know who you are. Okay? I don't even know who you are. You're not banned. If you were banned, I would.
George.
Okay. You're not banned. You're not banned. If you were banned, hold on. If you were banned, I wouldn't be talking to you. I'd have hung up on you.
I had to get another number. I had to get on another.
But you know what? There's a handful of people that are banned. I had to ban somebody. Greg too got banned this week. I take the calls screenless. If there.
I know you don't want to be in the spot. I can understand.
In the spotlight? What are you talking about? No, he said something on the air that is forbidden, and I even called him on it, and he said he knew, but he did it anyway. I'm not going to tell you what he did.
Okay, it's nothing to do with the thing he said about you being.
No. In fact, what he did was so over the line, I had to dump it. So, nobody heard it. The only people that heard it were me and Mike, the board op. Nobody else even heard and Greg. But this is the thing. There's a handful of people that are banned, right? Greg, I'm not going to tell you what he did. Okay?
I'm good.
I know. You just don't know how to have a conversation. The people that are banned, let's see, there's Greg 2, he's the newest one, Taliban Pat, Joe from Hollywood, and I think that's it. Is there any, that one guy, that other jerk. Yeah, okay. So there's 4 people that are banned. If someone, and I forgot his name. I forgot his name. But if somebody, excuse me, no, you can't. No, just chill out or I'm going to hang up on you. The calls are screenless, right? I take the calls screenless. If someone calls in who's banned and they get on the air, what I do, and this, is I hang up on them and hit the dump button. Nobody even knows that they called, except for me and Mike the board op.
It's one thing I want to get out for now, besides my thoughts on, I want Trump, the country needs him. I have a close friend from my family from way back. I'm concerned from Scottsdale, Phoenix, Arizona. I'm not going to Tampa. Okay, because of the hurricane. I haven't heard from her in weeks, unless it was something.
Well, just from this brief conversation, I imagine women in general don't take calls from you too often.
Here's the thing. That's interesting you say that because, I heard a great interview with two guys who hate like poison. Clay and Buck interviewed Trump.
Yeah.
And I understand you won't be you don't want Trump, you can't interview him, but he doesn't even call you to say hello.
How do you know? Do you know? Listen, I'm not a bragger, okay? I got invited to a private event at Mar-a-Lago earlier this week. I mean, I don't have to, it says me, I just don't brag about these things. It was a private event. It was a private event, not a public event. And I got a call and got a personal invite to a private event at Mar-a-Lago. I just don't always talk about it.
The problem.
But getting back to you, do you notice what he did? I mentioned to you that women don't want to talk with you, and then now you're trying to take digs at me. That must be a sore subject. Let me ask you this. When's the last time you kissed a girl that you're not related to? Oh boy, dead air on that one. Oh, he hung up. Oh, too close to home. Oh my goodness. Ugh. My phone is locked, Mike. I can't take calls or hang up on. Can you take care of that one on line 4? I don't know what's going on with it. You can't either? Oh, okay, that's great. Oh, there you go. Okay. No, I did. I just don't brag about everything that I do. Okay. All right. If you're on hold, stand by. It's got to reset. Okay. We're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. Too bad he hung up because I'm not going to tell you where I was going to go with that. Because if he said any period of time, even if it was a day, there's other places I would have gone with that call, which I'm not going to tell you. I don't want to give away all my secrets. All right, our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio.
Yeah, the team viewer went down, so that's why I ran up here. Because so the team viewer and the phone went down.
He couldn't get a dog to kiss him? Yeah, maybe.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Marone from the All Year Cooling Weather Center. Today is Friday, October 25th, 2024, and right now it's 71 degrees outside. As we go throughout the day, though, temperatures are going to reach as high as 84 degrees with partly cloudy conditions expected around 8 a.m. and throughout the rest of the day. So make sure you stay cool, stay hydrated, and have a wonderful start to your weekend.
No, I got a call last week. I just didn't tell anybody. And I got invited to a private party at Mar-a-Lago that was this week. I just don't brag. I only bring it up because he's trying to act like I'm out.
Up to speed on the turnpike at 95. I-95 north and south through West Palm, a crash in Boca, US 1 at Yamato Road, in Delray Beach, a crash Atlantic Avenue and Half Mile Road. This traffic update is sponsored by Lowe's. Only at Lowe's, MVP Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500. Discount on eligible product only and reflected in quote. Restrictions apply. See Pro Desk for details. MVP's Pro Rewards program subject to terms. That's traffic. I'm Dory Don.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Hey, poker players! The Moneymaker Tour is coming to the Poker Room at PBKC from October 23rd through November 4th.
You know how me and Vic talked about,
over 20 events and
Oh, yeah.
streaming. Amazing events for every type of player.
So
Plus,
table tennis has been playing on today, like just this morning alone.
Oh my gosh.
PBKC is also your best bet for
Oh my
exciting
gosh.
TV action, paddock live
And Vic's the one that told me about it. He's like, "Oh, just do this." He goes, "It's easy." He goes, "You just gotta."
What is it?
Table tennis.
What is that?
Like ping pong, pretty much.
Oh.
It's just professional wise. So table tennis instead of ping pong.
Yeah, but he's got more money to lose than you. You got to be careful.
The funny thing is, like, why I put more than I usually do is
Mike's starting gambling, the vice of gambling. I've been telling him not to, and
I'm
he
using
just
my winnings to bet.
he just won pretty big on something.
It's crazy.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? I did until I went to Lighthouse Medical.
Some callers are better off not calling. Yeah, that's true. But when you go screenless, you know.
Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching have all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
The Greater South Florida Chamber of Commerce has fantastic free-to-attend events all year long. Join us for their next great expo in your area.
On the way, it's their City Festival Health Fair and Business Expo. Saturday, October 26th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Canyon Amphitheater in Boynton Beach, 8802 Boynton Beach Boulevard. Over 40 vendors on hand with live radio, food, fun, and refreshments.
Learn more and see a full list of events at GreaterSouthFloridaChamber.com.
Hormone replacement therapy is here to help you reclaim your youth. Hormone replacement therapy is all natural and can restore your hormones to where they were in your 20s. You'll feel younger, have more energy, and even get your sex drive back. And for women, hormone replacement pellet therapy can completely stop and reverse the signs and symptoms of menopause. No more mood swings, better sleep, and no more night sweats. Call Dr. Matez for a free consultation today at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Medicare recipients, listen up. Open enrollment is the only time of year you can make changes to your existing Medicare plan. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors, no matter where you're located in the state of Florida, for expert help this open enrollment period. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. That's 954-753-8080.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, we are back on this Open MAGA Mike Friday. Open phones on Friday at 1-888-465-2631. And I'll tell you guys, you know, on open phones, a lot of guys like me, they would just sleep in and not do any show prep and just come in here and coast on the open phones. I don't do that. I got tons of show prep. I've gotten to some of it. But I have some things I am going to bring up no matter what over the next 90 minutes because there's some big stuff. But it is open phones, any and everything on your mind. Fair game on Friday. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello, you're on the air. I can hear the phone. Once. Twice. Yes.
Hey, it's Ben from Popping Up.
Hey, Ben.
It went completely silent.
Oh, okay. That happens.
So, yeah, that last guy who called, man, he reminded me from, like, Lenny of Mice and Men. Just like a big dummy who wasn't getting it.
Oh, really? I thought he was kind of reminded me of the guy from Full Metal Jacket.
Kyle.
Yes.
Kyle, yeah. Yeah. No, I know. He wasn't getting it. And another thing that, like, annoys me is people who don't understand how to have a conversation on radio, because when you talk, you the other person really can't be heard. And so they just keep talking and talking and talking, but whatever. Hey, I'm surprised you got rid of Greg, too, because I know he did some cardinal sin, but he produced a lot of good content. He would call in, and then the next 5 callers would call to, like, complain about.
Listen, he has been, I don't like to ban people from the show, but he had been trying to get banned for a while, right? He was talking about my wife. He was talking about my daughter. And I let it fly, and then he did something the other day, and when he did it, I didn't hang up on him. I talked about it on the show. You guys, that part didn't get dumped. And I said, there's one prohibition on the show. What is it? And he told me, and it was what he did. And what he did was bad. And there's a zero tolerance policy for that. That's what he did was wrong. And he knew better, because when I asked him, what's the one prohibition? And he told me, and it was what he just did. So what am I supposed to do?
That's amazing, because considering the vile things that have come out of Renee's mouth and Jay from Jersey, to get banned before them, I mean, man, it's really...
No, you have to do a lot to get banned. There's 4 people, maybe 5, that are banned from the show. Right? Taliban Pat made some comment about Steve's wife and his sons, and it was sexual. That got him banned. I mean, so you have to do some hardcore stuff. And what Greg did, and Greg and I have been going back and forth for years, and he wanted to get banned. Don't you understand? He wanted to get banned.
Yeah, I'm curious. I wonder if he'll still listen, if he can't control.
Everybody still listens. Everybody still listens. No one stops listening. And he's probably he probably is all excited because you said, people would call and talk about him. Listen, this is the longest running radio show in the state of Florida. We have had great callers, far superior than him, come and go over the years. That's just what happens.
So I saw an article this morning which I wanted to bring up, and that's pretty much the panic that's going on behind the scenes with the Kamala Harris team. I mean, we saw the CNN panel yesterday. Everyone from David Axelrod to the Dana Bash is going on about how, like, this woman cannot speak. She just simply cannot speak. And what's happening is she has a low IQ, and there's a ceiling. But the tasks that she's being asked to perform are at a much higher IQ level, and she keeps smashing into that ceiling, and when she does that, all you get is word salad. It's like someone trying to...
Listen, Kamala got every job before... I don't know how she got the nomination for vice president for sure. No one really knows. But every job she had before that was through, the Willie Brown way. And the thing with Kamala, she didn't go through the primary process. In the last election... She dropped out after that second debate. She only had 1% support among Democrats in that that last election. So what happens, there's a lot of bird brains that run for president. They get weeded out in the primaries. And, I mean, look at, you've seen many of them over the years. They might have an exchange at a diner somewhere, or an interview with someone, or something doesn't go right in New Hampshire or Iowa, and you see what an idiot they are, and they wash out. Since she didn't go through that process, she literally is the dumbest, most inarticulate, stupid person to ever get the nomination of one of the 2 major parties. People like her would get weeded out after Iowa.
But because there wasn't a Democratic nomination process surrounding her candidacy, she was selected, right? Like, she's been selected for every role in her life. And so that makes me think, like, the high priestess of the Democratic Party and the big mega bundler donors, like, they selected her. So they selected her for a reason. I think it's because she's so dumb that she's effectively...
No, that's not what happened at all. That's not what happened at all. They got... When Obama called... When Jill Biden was in France for the Olympics... is when Obama called Biden when Jill was not around to be on the phone and told him he had to drop out. Obama told him not to endorse Kamala. He specifically, this was reported after, Obama specifically told Biden not to endorse Kamala. He got off the phone with Biden, he told Jill what happened, and they did this. as revenge. This is sabotage. They got him to drop out, but he got back at them by coming out immediately and endorsing Kamala.
His endorsement was what? Because there had to be a lot more pieces moving to make Kamala the nominee.
He's the sitting president, and he said it on national television from the White House. And that was it.
But listen, they kicked the guy out because he was so bad. I think they've been willing to not go with his endorsement because it's too important for them. I think they chose her because she's just like Biden. They can manipulate her.
No, if that's true, why did CNN humiliate her the other night at the town hall? Why is Dana Bash and David Axelrod attacking her and exposing her? No, they want her out. They don't want her to win. I'm telling you guys, the deep state is after Biden and Kamala because of the Afghan withdrawal. I've been telling you guys this. I've told it over and over again. I'm not going to repeat it all now, but they're getting even with them. But the Afghan withdrawal was not supposed to happen that way. It was supposed to be a controlled situation, and the CIA, the deep state, lost everything, including a lot of their assets, a lot of their people over there. This is revenge on them.
Do you think the deep state wants Trump? Because that's what effectively it amounts to.
At this point, yes.
Oh, goodness. I don't think so.
I'm not saying it's a unanimous decision, but CNN is the CIA. Dana Bash's husband, that she gets the Bash name from, was deputy director of the CIA. Anderson Cooper in college worked at the CIA on his summers off from college.
There's a difference between on-air talent and the upper management which runs the show.
They're upper people. CNN is the CIA. How do you think all of a sudden CNN, when they popped up out of nowhere back in the day, all of a sudden had bureaus in all the hot spots around the world? They were CIA. They're CIA. CNN is CIA.
CIA News Network.
I'm telling you. I've been saying this for years, and I know it sounds crazy to a lot of people, but it's the truth. Okay? And I'll give you an example. When is the first time you remember hearing about Anderson Cooper? He had a reality. No, well, yeah, Gloria Vanderbilt is his mother. That's correct. No, he first became known to America. He hosted a reality show called The Mole. Remember The Mole?
No.
Okay. Now remember, Anderson Cooper in college interned at the CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia on his summers off from college. The Mole was kind of like the Amazing Race, okay? They were racing around the world, except one of the contestants worked for the show and were sabotaging the show along the way so that they wouldn't win the money, okay? And the contestants had to figure out who among them was the Mole, hosted by Anderson Cooper. And that's a CIA op. Like when they're in the CIA school, that's the kind of crap they do. I know this sounds fantastical, and you guys will think I'm nuts, but CNN is the deep state. They brought down Biden, and now they're bringing down Kamala. They wrote that town hall the other night with Anderson Cooper was a roast of Kamala. It wasn't just her stupidity. It was his questions and follow-ups, and they set her up with all the people that he called on from the audience, too. That was a roast, not a town hall.
I don't know. I don't know. I honestly think she's so dumb. She does it to herself. And if you could really want to make a fool out of her, you could grill her in a much more aggressive.
But they could have propped her up. They could have propped her up, and they didn't do it.
Between just treating her normally and then the regular treatment.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I got to run, but thanks for the call. And I know that sounds crazy that CNN, CIA. I understand that, but I believe it's true based on all these things. Now, tomorrow I'm going to go for my follow-up treatment with Dr. Appleton. You know, last Saturday I went in. He treated my shoulders and a lot of pain. My pain's gone. One treatment with his laser away pain treatment, Dr. Appleton rid me of pain for the 6th time. But he told me I should come in for a follow-up, so I'm going to go in for a follow-up. But the pain is gone in my shoulder. This is amazing. His laser away pain treatment works on every type of pain I've ever heard of. Acute pain, chronic pain, herniated disc, rotary tears, plantar fasciitis, fibromyalgia, spinal stenosis, sciatica, tinnitus, knee pain, neck pain, back injuries, post-surgical swelling, repetitive motion injuries, strains, sprains, work injuries, sports injuries, arthritis, bursitis, and a bunch of other things that I really can't pronounce too well that are on this list that Dr. Appleton gave me. You don't have to live with pain. It's not a part of growing older. Go see Dr. Appleton. Remember, appointments are not necessary and walk-ins are welcome even on Saturdays. His number, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on the...
All right, and it's time to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Attorney Barry Siegel, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
All right, what do you have for us today, Barry?
You know, what I have for you today is sometimes we have regrets that maybe we didn't make the right move, do the right thing. And one of those regrets that some people may have is not having long-term care insurance. And that's because they're really making the biggest gamble. Even if they're not gamblers, they're making the biggest gamble of their life by betting that they or their spouse are not going to need care at some point in the future. And then instead of letting the insurance company pay for it, you're paying for it. And the last thing anybody wants to do as they age and grow older is to run out of money before they run out of life. And, you know, that's one of the biggest concerns and biggest fears that people have, is being in that position late in life.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very little they can do about it. So for those who don't have long-term care or who may not have enough and still have this concern and still have this regret that they didn't move forward with it, you may have a reprieve. You may have a way to pay for the long-term care without spending down your assets. So if this is still a concern, you should be talking with us. And it's very important that any of the pre-planning that would happen, obviously it has to be done while you have your mental capability to be able to sign off on some of the paperwork that needs to be signed off on, because down the road, if the time comes and you're incapacitated, there may be nothing we can do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important to make sure that you plan ahead, and we may be able to help you avoid running out of money before you run out of life.
Yeah, absolutely. And you get to a point in life where the long-term care insurance is unaffordable, too, because you're getting older and it gets more expensive. And one thing I learned from you, Attorney Barry Siegel, that blew my mind when you first told me about this. I thought long-term care insurance lasted for your lifetime. That is not the case. These are mostly term policies that have an expiration based on something. I don't know if it's the amount of, you know.
Well, there are a few policies out there that can be for life, but those policies are not available.
Yeah.
The old policies. Most of them are for a specific period or a specific dollar amount.
Yeah. So you may have a policy and not be protected, okay, for as long as you need to be. Give the Siegel Law Group a call. It's always a no-charge consultation with the Siegel Law Group. If you mention you heard Attorney Barry Siegel on the radio, and no matter where you are in the state of Florida, the Siegel Law Group can help. The number's toll-free, 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. And online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, we'll talk next week.
All right, Brian.
All right, take care. We'll be right back.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on.
All right, and we are back on this Open MAGA Mic Friday. Our number toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Paulette from New Jersey.
Yes.
Hey, yeah, I wanted to try to add to the conversation you just had with the last caller. That's why I was calling earlier. Yes, like she didn't go through the primary. She's such a weak candidate. They must be so frustrated with her. And it's so funny because they have this little poem now they've been reciting about her. She has to be flawless, but Trump is lawless. And it's like, no, actually, if anyone's being held to a higher standard, it's Donald Trump. That's why he's so...
See, and you know, this CIA deep state thing, they've been running the country since at least the Second World War, right? But the deep state's probably been running the country for 200 years. They don't worry about 1 or 2 election cycles. They got a long-term thing. And they had built up a 20-year operation in Afghanistan. A lot of their people were left behind. A lot of people working for them who were Afghans were murdered after we left. Remember, Biden left all the payroll of everyone we've been paying for 20 years. They lost Bagram, which was a CIA spy center, into China, close to the Chinese border. So they lost a 20-year operation, the CIA. And if you remember, when we first took Afghanistan, Jihad Johnny Walker Lynch, the American Taliban from California, was in that POW uprising where a CIA agent was killed in Afghanistan. Remember that? So this whole thing with Biden is a deep state coup. They would have been better off with Joe, not Kamala, right now. The polls are great. Trump would still win, but it wouldn't be as much of a home run as we're seeing right now if Biden was still in the race.
Why do you have any idea why Biden would do that to the CIA? Why would he screw them like that?
I think the withdrawal from Afghanistan, he's got Alzheimer's or something, and he had a fit, and he started barking out orders. And they did it in a deranged Alzheimer's fit or whatever cognitive issue he has. That's what I think happened.
There has to be a lot of support for this. Otherwise, the military, would have stepped in and said, "This is a mistake. We can't do this, sir."
Yeah, but he's the president. He started barking out orders like a madman.
Wow. I cannot believe, at first, I believed what Dana Perino said, that she just needed practice. But, she's been given so many opportunities to answer the same question. I could answer the questions that I could answer them better than...
The thing with Kamala, those of you that are longtime listeners, I started on the air doing talk when I was 19 or 20, okay? I was not as well informed or as highly skilled as I am today, and if I say so myself. But those of you, you know how sometimes I'll, fillet a caller? It used to be the other way around back in those days. Listening to Kamala's, I used to have this show that I did. It was on at 3 o'clock in the morning with a bunch of lunatics. It was called 20-something. Anybody remember my 20-something show? Oh my goodness, that was a classic South Florida radio show. 20-something and 30-something was on TV. That's how long ago it was. And so we said, let's call it 20-something, like 30-something. I mean, how stupid. But anyway, those of you that remember that show, I probably sounded a lot like Kamala back then. And, she kind of reminds me of when you're watching the Miss America pageant and they ask these bird brain, beautiful girls serious questions and they sound like idiots. That's Kamala.
It's astonishing to me, absolutely astonishing. By the way, that was an excellent point you made about the mole. I really loved that show. I was sad.
That was good.
Off the air.
and if you remember, they did 2 seasons with Anderson Cooper. And the mole, that's a total CIA training show. And in the second, I'm telling you guys, I know this sounds nuts. The mole in the second season, okay, they did 2 seasons with Anderson Cooper. I don't remember who the mole was in the first one. In the second season, the mole was a retired Navy admiral. Probably an intelligence guy,
Makes so much sense now that you made that connection with Anderson Cooper, why he would have a show like that. He just came out of the school.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Wow.
I know. When it's not as crazy as it sounds when you look into it.
No, I remember that. I liked that show.
I did too. They tried to bring it back a couple times, but it was never the same.
Yeah. I don't know. I cannot. What do you think it is though? She can't remember. She's not smart enough to remember lines. She has the best people working for her. They must have given her lines to answer these questions, and she can't remember them. Or do you think they're not giving?
Listen. We know how she got through life. Okay, she's a sugar baby, right? So she's never been accountable for anything. She's never had to answer questions. She's never been challenged, and now she is being asked questions which really are basic questions, and you're seeing how stupid she really is. She makes Dan Quayle look like a genius.
And don't you think Joe Biden probably told her, you don't say one negative thing about me or I will unleash on you?
She seems afraid to criticize Joe Biden.
Like, she could do it in a very mild way. She could say, hey, 2020 is perfect vision, and, you know, obviously there are some things that I wish had gone better.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't.
But she won't. That's right. All right, well, I appreciate the call. Good call. Thanks so much. I want to ask you this. How would you like to turn the money that you have and make that guaranteed income for the rest of your life? You can do that. You just got to call Joe Thomas. Talk to him about annuities. You know, it's amazing to me that, you know, annuities are backed by insurance companies. And I learned this from Joe Thomas. Do you know during the Great Depression when the banks were failing that no insurance company failed during the Great Depression? You know, when you put your money into an annuity, your money is not at risk. It is safe. You will not lose money. And you can generate income for the rest of your life. Give Joe Thomas a call. He's offering free phone consultations. No matter where you're located, you can take advantage of this. Just tell him that you heard me talking to you about him and set up a free phone consultation with him. He'll run the numbers for you and give you a custom proposal based on what your goals are. Here's his number, 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. And you can get his number on his website too, jupiterjoe.com if you missed the number. All right, back to the phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Renee from Harlem, the uppity black guy.
No one ever said that. And I you know, hey, by the way, you're gonna be very surprised at what I'm gonna do with you. Last time we talked, things got a little heated. You shared something, and I said something to you that I regret saying. You know, you were talking about the music, and I made a comment about your music. That's not the normal way that I would talk to someone without first listening to the music, and I had not listened to your music at that time when I made that comment, right? My wife told me what her opinion was. So I gave you my opinion on the quality of your music before I listened to it, and I should not have done that. However, I did listen to it after the show, and I was right. It's not that great, but I do apologize for judging your music before listening to it.
I hear you don't like Springsteen either.
No, you're better than Springsteen. Springsteen sucks.
Well, you know what? I never liked him either, because that whole Born in the USA thing, I didn't care about that. But he did do a song called We Take Care of Our Own, and I
don't know that one.
You should check that song out.
What's it called again? What's it called?
We Take Care of Our Own.
We Take Care of Our Own. Okay. To me, you know, by the way, at the Kamala event, Springsteen came out and sang. When he was done, people walked out. They left. They got their free concert and they left.
You know, I think she's going to be a surprise. She's going to be a lot better than a lot of you people.
What do you mean? By you people? What do you mean? Who are you people? White people?
You racist white.
Okay. All right.
Because you people can't stand Obama. That's the whole reason why you love Trump so much.
I don't. That's not true. You know, Obama. No. Obama is quite charming. He's charming. He's very likable. When I hear it, no, I don't hate him. He was a no. He was a very questionable president, but no. Well, to a lot of people.
People question him was you.
No, me. I'm the only one who didn't, and all of America, just me.
Audience.
Oh, well, so it wasn't just me.
If you exist is because you hate Obama.
I don't hate Obama.
The whole reason your audience exists, your show...
I don't hate Obama.
You do.
This show's, when the Steve Kane show started, Jimmy Carter was president. What's Obama got to do with this show existing?
You hate Jimmy Carter too?
No, I have respect for Jimmy Carter. I have respect for President Carter. Unlike his family, including Amy Carter, who took him in an ambulance, comatose, to vote the other day. That was disgusting.
What I respect about Jimmy Carter is he's the one American who's never invaded anybody.
Well, no, he did launch an operation into Iran during the hostage crisis that went bad. Operation Desert Eagle. They took the embassy. He gave us the Islamic Republic of Iran. You probably like Jimmy Carter because, like him, you hate Jews. You're both anti-Semites.
Oh, no. I like Bernie Sanders. What to explain that?
Well, he's a useful Jew to you, but most Jews you don't care for.
Oh, who's the real anti-Semite here?
No, yeah. Anyway, Renee, hey, listen, real quick.
Who sold out back in the day.
Who?
Became a Mormon.
Who? Which one?
He became a Mormon,
Which one? Eldridge? My friend Eldridge Cleaver?
Right, yeah, your buddy.
Yeah, he was a good guy. He was a hitman. Eldridge was a hitman for the Black Panthers. He was a good friend of mine, and Steve's. We went to a bowling alley with him once. Kind of crazy. All right, we'll be right back.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 WIRK.
Renee thought he was going to get an apology about his music. If you're on hold, hang in there.
Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the All-Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Marone from the All-Year Cooling Weather Center. Today is Friday, October 25th, 2024, and right now it's 71 degrees outside. As we go throughout the day, though, temperatures are going to reach as high as 84 degrees with partly cloudy conditions expected around 8 a.m. and throughout the rest of the day. So make sure you stay cool, stay hydrated, and have a wonderful start to your weekend.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a true oldies traffic check.
Mike's going to the World Series this week.
Slowdowns past Lake Worth Road, 95 North. Delays past Okeechobee Boulevard. A crash in Delray Beach, Atlantic Avenue at Half Mile Road. And a crash in Jupiter, Indiantown Road at Central Boulevard.
Did you hear Renee? Renee thought I was building up to compliment his music. That was hilarious.
Seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, bacon, or sausage, all rolled up into one warm tortilla. Want the boss of breakfast burritos? Gotta be Wendy's at participating U.S. Wendy's. That's traffic. I'm Dory Don.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Listen to the PBKC Picks podcast live every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. And catch Football Sundays in the Paddock Restaurant with a delicious all-you-can-eat buffet and a draft beer for just $25. And get this deal for free by calling 561-683-2222 extension.
So I'm gonna sometime over the weekend, because I'm just testing out this camera. It works. I'm gonna put for those of you that are members, I'm gonna put a vlog up for members on my channel here using this camera. Get a little behind the scenes here for my setup.
For more information, go to pbkennelclub.com. And now a message from Scott.
And I'm vlog some stuff over the weekend. I'm just testing out the camera. I'm all into retro tech. I'm a retro kind of guy.
Maybe even failing late afternoon. Your electric bill has gone up, even double. Radiant Barrier is the cure. Stop the heat gain, lowering the temperature.
If the battery lasts. But I got a new battery coming today.
FPL bills up to 40%. Dog Days of Summer sales. Save 50% on Radiant Barrier and insulation removal, rat proofing. We even do AC ducts in the heat of the summer. Act now and get $500 off Radiant Barrier over 2,000 square feet and $1,000 off over 4,000 square feet, plus a 30% federal tax credit. So call now, 954-939-1500 to save big.
Yeah, Steve had Jimmy Carter on the show as a guest on the phone, and Jimmy Carter hung up on Steve. I don't remember what Steve had asked him, but Jimmy Carter hung up on Steve.
When you need lab work, don't waste hours and hours waiting at the doctor's office or one of those big labs. Go to any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs. Their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest you'll find anywhere. No appointment, doctor's order, or prescription is needed, and you're in and out in 15 minutes or less. They offer every lab and blood work your doctor could order. They even have drug testing and STD testing. Take control of your health care and visit any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs. There's lots of any lab test nows around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, hour number 3 has begun. I'm Brian. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. On the radio since 1977. All right, every line on the board is lit on this open MAGA Mike Friday. So remember, any and everything on your mind is fair game on Friday's show, which means I cannot vouch for the quality of the content with some of these calls. But the calls have been pretty good today, I must say. And I'm taking the calls in the order in which they were received. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Louise, the masked lady in Boca.
Hey.
I had a very disturbing experience. Excuse me.
Doesn't sound like that mask is giving you lots of protection. Why are you choking?
I've been hanging on so long. It was at the polling in Boca.
Yes.
The person giving out material, I went over to the little booth, whatever, and I said, "What is this?" And she was showing me something she was handing out, but she said, "They're flipping."
Yeah. Well, she's lying to you.
The vote. She said all of pop.
Well, people say a lot of things. I was not there because she's
just got the word.
Well, it's whoever gave her the word gave her bad information. I haven't heard that.
I had already voted, but she said you go in and get a paper ballot.
Yeah.
Possible?
Yeah, they will give you a paper ballot. I have been told. I have not done that. I've been told that. I've not voted yet. But I've been told you can ask for a paper ballot.
It was too late, but that really upset me. Cause,
why? If that were true, President Trump and Melania vote in Palm Beach. If that were true, believe me, we'd hear about it.
Interesting. I haven't heard from Augustino. I know he was ill. Do you know anything about?
No. Sometimes, we have callers and I don't hear from them anymore, and I just assume they died. I mean, did anybody remember Bob Bogart? He used to call all the time. I assume he just died. You guys remember Florence from Hollywood? Sometimes some of these old timers, I just don't hear from them anymore, and I just assume they died. Now, Augustino's called in the last. You think people leave notes with their family to call me when they die?
You never.
They should. We actually had one listener who this was a long time ago. He died, and he had left word that an attorney that Steve and I knew should handle his estate. It was not Barry Siegel, it was somebody else. And he had and he was a longtime listener, and he had 18 cats, and I adopted one of his cats that I had for many years. But no, listeners do not typically leave messages with their family to let me know when they die. I just assume I don't hear from them anymore. They're dead.
Maybe a family member listened to the...
On occasion, we had one listener. This guy was a very good caller, Kevin. And he would call all the time and get really nasty. And I didn't hear from him for a long time. And then someone in his family called me on the air. He was changing a light bulb in the bathroom, standing on the toilet, slipped and hit his head on the sink and died. I know, Kevin. But there was another guy who's Lurch. And this was a very strange thing. We did not... Lurch, he went to one of our sponsors and had a meal and left without paying. This guy, Lurch, right? He stole food from one of our sponsors. It was not Wings Plus. And we knew about it, and he didn't call for a long time, and then he called. And, of course, we made him go back to the restaurant and pay. And he did. And we didn't hear from him for quite a while after that. And an elderly woman called me and told me that she was his mother. She broke down in tears and told me that he died in an accident. And I felt bad about it because we call him Lurch because he looks like Lurch from the Addams Family. His name's Kevin, right? But he looks like Lurch from the Addams Family, just like him, big, weird-looking guy. And this woman called me. She was bawling in tears that her son died, and Steve and I had really humiliated this guy many times. And then about 2 years go by, and he called. And I said that he was driving a bus at Century Village. And I told him the story about this. He had no idea what I was talking about. So I don't know who this lady was. I know, isn't that something?
Getting back to the original, so you think that was probably
Listen, there's a lot of people out there that are doing whatever they can do to discourage MAGA people from voting.
This is a Republican booth.
What does that mean? Paul Ryan was the Republican Speaker of the House of Representatives. Liz Cheney's father was the Republican Secretary of Defense and Vice President of the United States. Just because someone's in the Republican booth doesn't mean they're a Republican. No, there's a lot that, listen, there's a lot of fake MAGA out there trying to discourage you. All right, anyway, maybe, but I don't think it is. All right, take care. All right, you guys remember, I ran into Lurch at the South Florida Fair, and I was in shock. He was with a woman, and it was a date, and I couldn't believe, I was in shock that he was with a woman, and he comes up to me, and he's talking to me, and I was like, oh, hey, I didn't call him Lurch because he was on a date. I didn't want to mess things up for him, and he says, yeah, it's so expensive here. He was at the fair with a date, and he wouldn't ride any rides because he said the rides were too expensive. He finally gets you guys remember Lurch? He finally gets a woman to go out with him, and then he won't even buy her a ride at the South Florida Fair. It was bizarre. All right, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Jay from Jersey.
Hey, Jay, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, Mr. Fascist?
Sounds like the polls that have been coming out that Kamala's going to lose have you very depressed, Jay.
No, they don't. That's come I wonder why you lie so much.
What are you talking about?
You lie to these people so.
What have I lied about today?
Not so that at all. Oh gosh. Okay, let me just give you one.
The latest Real Clear Politics has President Trump winning every battleground state, and the latest polls also show that New Hampshire is now in Trump's favor.
Every state's a dead heat. Every single state.
Oh yes, it's a dead heat. Yes, I know. That's why you sound so excited.
But listen, I'm excited.
I can hear it in your voice.
Obama, did you like the way Obama tore Trump up last night?
How did he tear Trump up?
Oh, because he told the truth.
What did he say?
The truth.
What's the truth?
He said that Trump acts like, oh, this is the truth, because I've said to you this to you before, that Trump is running, talking about he made an economy. No, he went and rode off of Obama's economy, and then he sunk.
Really? Tell me what Obama. Okay, tell me what Obama did that gave us an economic boom time.
He brought us out of the depression from that.
The depression.
Where he handed.
What did he do? No, excuse me. Bush bailed out the banks. So as opposed to talking about, excuse me, Jay, slow down. As opposed to talking about Obama and Trump, let's talk about your girl, Kamala Harris, okay? Kamala Harris, when Kamala Harris is saying vote for her, tell me specifically what she is going to do that will make the life of the American people better than it is today.
She,
yes,
she will get that fascist, no good, low down, dirty Trump out of our face.
No, that's Trump. You're talking about Trump. Kamala. Okay, so let's just say Kamala wins. When she's the president, what will? Oh, so nothing. She'll do nothing. You don't care what she does. So she'll do nothing.
She'll do more. She'll do more than get in bed with Putin.
Well, getting in bed. Well, I don't know about that. Getting in bed seems to be one of her specialties. Hey, listen, Jay. Have a good weekend. All right. Try not to go on a bender when Trump is reelected. All right. Well, if you're on hold, stand by. There's only one opening on the board. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hey, it's Scott with a quick reminder that the greatest hits of the 60s and 70s are back on the radio right after 10 a.m. this morning. Check it out on South Florida's True Oldies channel right here.
If you need high-quality printed shirts for your business, sports team, school, club, or anything, now is the time to get them at Print Hero. Until the end of October, get 100 shirts, one color, one location for only $359. That's right, get 100 shirts printed by Print Hero for only $359.
Now, guys, Robert Allen Miltenberg, who of course is sponsoring the program, has a great new book out, The Sound of Light. I know a lot of you have bought it. There's a direct link in the description of the video for the book. It's a political book. It's a science fiction book that's also about music. And Robert Allen Miltenberg, he's in the chat all the time, usually in the 8 o'clock hour. I don't know if he's in there now or not. But he's an author of several. This is his third book I've promoted. And if you click on his name, you can get his other books. This was his first book that I promoted, Pool Boy to the Mob. He was actually a pool boy at a mob-owned hotel in Miami Beach, and he wrote a book about it. It's a very funny book. Check it out. But his latest book, The Sound of Light, is available now on Amazon, and there's a direct link in the description of the video to it. You can go ahead and order it. The Sound of Light from Robert Allen Miltenberg. All right, guys?
Or find us on the web at laportacontracting.com. The number again?
Dan, awesome, thank you.
604-4602.
If you put on 5 new tires because you thought they were too expensive, find friendly prices at Friendly Tire and Margate on both.
Jay sounded depressed to me. He sounded clinically depressed.
On the road because Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire or mount the tire. They have thousands of used tires in stock too, starting at just $30. Call for a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like you're going 100 miles an hour, barely keeping up. But to cruise through challenges, you need someone who's right there with you. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PCs and tech advice you need to get past whatever's in front of you and get where you want to go. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
Medicare recipients, listen up. Open enrollment is the only time of year you can make changes to your existing Medicare plan. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors, no matter where you're located in the state of Florida, for expert help this open enrollment period. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. That's 954-753-8080.
Coast on 106.9 FM, Harrison Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM.
All right, 19 minutes after the hour. Every line on the board is lit. Let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing okay.
Okay. I was just listening to your show this morning. Because I didn't have to go out there and do any work today. I got to go tomorrow. But I wanted to say to you, the two people you had on your show earlier, one you just got off with before you talked.
Jay?
And that guy is crazy. Like, he literally thinks Kamala Harris is going to win. She's not winning. No polls show that at all.
No.
The people on the ground where I went all this week besides today, they are not voting for her. But now they are giving out cards at the polling.
What the black voter? Is that the black voter guide again?
Yes.
Did they still hand that out?
No. Yeah, they are.
You know, the black voter guide, you know, it has a long checkered history in Broward County because there's oftentimes fake black voter guides too, you know. Different groups and different people they put out, and what they do is they have someone at the polling locations handing out the black voter guides, and you don't know who they are, and you don't know who's behind them. And do black people really go in with that guide and do what it tells them? I can't imagine.
Yeah, they are.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know, most of those black voting guides are done by white people, you know.
I know. But they are, and I witnessed it. And me and another deputy, I called the hotline for any kind of like distress, just to get some answers of what to do in that situation. And they told me, okay, just put the I have to like go through the hotline and tweet something on the hotline, and then put the address where this location is happening at. So I did that because they're supposed to stay 50 feet away from the polling.
Yeah.
Be in the parking lot, but they can't be by the people in line. So they was giving out cards on the first day, which was Monday. I called the deputy, and I told the deputy, hey, you need to do something about this because they're coming in the line and asking people, what address are you in, Lauderdale, or are you in Fort Lauderdale, or are you in Broward County? This is Tamarack.
Mm-hmm.
Wait over here, and this is Tamarack. So he said to me, okay, write it down and make them move. He said, I don't have to tell them to make the move. You make them move. So I went to the lady, and I said, excuse me, ma'am, you need to be 50 feet away. She looked at me. She said, who are you? I said, you don't want to go there.
Uh-oh.
You want to go there with me.
That sounds exciting. 2 black women fighting at a polling location? That sounds pretty fun to watch. That could be like a viral video. I'd like to see that. Over the black voter guide.
So I told the lady, get back. So it's a bunch of people walking in there with the Trump hats and stuff on. I was really happy. But they got one line for the Democrats and one line for the Republicans. So on the other side of the library.
Really?
Yeah, you had the Republican line. They got posters too. So the man asked me, he asked me for guidelines. I can't get involved with guidelines. That's something I can't do. I said, but go up there and speak to the clerk. And the clerk inside, that's where I'm at. I'm watching the machines. Then I'm going up, looking at, making sure they're putting an ID, making sure they're asking the people for their driver license or their identification. And the ones that don't have their identification, they make them.
Are you a Republican poll watcher?
Yes.
So, and you're a black woman. I mean, are some of these Broward County Democrats must be in shock that a black woman is a Republican poll watcher? That must like freak them out. They must think you're like a race traitor or something.
Yeah. Not only that, I had a couple more other people to join me, and they was like deputy, and they came inside with me and sat down. Some of them were poll watchers, and this guy I met, and we got into a good conversation, and he was one of the nicest person I have ever met. He's something like a pastor, so he was there with me. He's a poll watcher.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking to me, so I went into the details about, we got into some conversation about my pastor. And I said to them, yeah, last Sunday when I went to church, I literally walked out because I couldn't take it no more.
It's not that same guy that I used to be friends with, is it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What did they do to him? He was, I don't want to say his name because her pastor used to play in the NFL. He used to be a very big black conservative pastor, and he was the real deal, man. And then something happened, and they got to him, and now he's like a Democrat. I don't understand how he went from being a Republican to a Democrat. Somebody put the screws to him. I don't know how that happened.
No, it's not even that, Brian. It's not even that. It's the point he wants everyone to get rid of Donald Trump, period.
Really?
Republican Party, period.
Oh, my goodness. That breaks my heart.
He doesn't want him because he said Donald Trump is a threat to...
Let me ask you, because I've gone to that church, which is a black church, and it's the only time I've ever been to services in a black church on a Sunday. Have you been to our churches are segregated. Have you ever gone to like a white church?
I have, and it's totally different.
It's totally different, man. I mean, I don't know, what you guys got going on at the black church. If you've never been to a black, like Baptist type church, you got to go at least once. It's an experience. You may have seen it in some movies, like Arsenio Hall and Coming to America or something. It's really like that. It's a totally different experience. Very different.
One thing I want to say before I go, I be going on doing a live stream, and I see the live stream, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like Pastor, he be preaching, and he be calling out the Democrat, and he also said, if you are in the church with a pastor praising the abortionist Democrat and the Marxists coming out of their mouth and spearing their hatred against Donald J. Trump, he said we need to pray for Donald J. Trump.
Well, listen, your pastor, I don't want to say his name because I have a lot of respect for him. I do. And even though he's on the dark side now, but he must, I know he's very strongly pro-life. And Donald Trump overturned Roe v. Wade, so I don't understand what his beef is. But hey, listen, I appreciate. I got to run, but thanks for the call. And the reason I'm not calling him out by name is because I think he could be saved from the dark side. That guy, he is a. I haven't talked to him in a long time, but he was a great pastor at one time. I don't know what's going on with him now. Now, I want to remind you guys about this incredible free doorbell camera offer from Slomin's that connects directly to your cell phone with the installation of your Slomin Shield. This is an incredible thing. You guys will love it. Imagine never having to get up to see who's at your door ever again. If you're out and about, no matter where you are in the world, when we're on our cruises, I check in to see what's going on. During the show sometimes I'll get a notification. I'll see what's going on at my front door because you get a notification every time there's movement at the door on your phone. Slomin's is also going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. They're going to give you an LED touchscreen, a motion detector, 10 contacts for the doors and windows, a lifetime warranty, and a backup battery, plus a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Slomin Shield. And these doorbell cameras are great. You know that video of the Venezuelan gangs in that apartment building in Colorado, that was taken from a doorbell camera, that video. That's great video, isn't it? It's all over television all the time. Give Slomin's a call. Get your free doorbell camera with the installation of your Slomin Shield. 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. That's 1-833-283-5050. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again.
I think you're gonna really love it.
It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Be right back, guys.
$1,000 in guarantees, over 20 events, and live streaming. Amazing events for every type of player. Plus, every day there's 65 tables of poker action, including cash games, high hands, bad beat jackpots, and table games. PBKC is also your best bet for exciting OTB action, paddock live events, and exceptional eats. For more information, go to pbkennelclub.com.
This Kia statewide sales event will be held only at one location, City Kia of Greater Orlando, just off the Florida Turnpike. Drive a little, save a lot. City Kia presents its largest Rocktober sales event ever. Save up to $10,000 on new City Kias. Upside down on your trade, $8,000, $10,000, $15,000. City Kia to the rescue. Financing as low as 0% and payments as low as $89 a month on select models and terms. Nobody beats a City Kia deal. Nobody. This Kia statewide sales event will be held only at one location, City Kia of Greater Orlando, just off the Florida Turnpike. Drive a little, save a lot. Hurry! It's City Kia's largest Rocktober sales event ever. Visit us at citykia.com.
Yeah, I was up late last night watching Trump's rally. I couldn't go to sleep. These are the last rallies of him campaigning for himself, right? He'll do rallies for the rest of his life. But these are the last ones for him, right? So I'm watching it. It was late for me because what time I get up, but I watched it.
The Greater South Florida Chamber of Commerce has fantastic free-to-attend events all year long. Join us for their next great expo in your area.
Coming up, it's their Senior Lifestyle Health Fair and Expo, Thursday, October 31st from 10 to 3 at the Shirley and Barton Weissman Delray Community Center, 7091 West Atlantic Ave in Delray Beach. Enjoy vendor workshops, health screenings, medical and financial workshops, and more. The True Oldies team will be on site giving away a free 3-day, 2-night cruise for 2. We'll see you there.
Learn more and see a full list of events at GreaterSouthFloridaChamber.com.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Ryan. I just want to say thank you for Dr. Appleton because I'm from Orlando. It took 3 hours to go down there. Took my 90-year-old mom. My mom walked straighter than she ever walked in her life. And
If you're on hold, hang in there.
Thank you for being such a willing vessel to talk about Dr. Appleton.
That's amazing. So you heard me in Orlando talking about Dr. Appleton and drove to South Florida with your mother to see him.
Yeah, my mom is awesome now. Awesome. No more arthritis, no more pills, none of that. She's going back to New York. She sits on a train for 24 hours. And I'm telling you, no pain. She gets off that train, and my sister says she walks like a young woman.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Call Dr. Appleton and say bye-bye to your pain, too. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Online, AppletonCairo.com.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? I did until I went to Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in my hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching have all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642.
Mike Lindell is offering wholesale pricing for Christmas. The standard MyPillow, just $14.88. They've never been offered this low before. That's right, just $14.88. And free shipping on orders over $75. So go to MyPillow.com right now and use our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, and get the standard MyPillow for just $14.88. The lowest price ever. You can also order by phone. 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Celebrating 4...
All right. Every line on the board is lit. So let's just go back to the phones. 1-888-465-20. Well, apparently you guys know the number. I don't have to give it out, right? All right, let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. Top of the morning to you. It's Al.
Yeah.
If you support Elon Musk and you're very proud of what he says, would you mind if I just cue up a 40-second clip?
Yes, I would mind. You're not playing sound bites. Just tell me.
He basically threatened, as a joke, the life of the sitting vice president.
Oh, okay. Your guy shot our guy and tried to kill him again. There's no evidence. What do you think? The guy that shot him's MAGA? No. You're not. I told you you're not playing sound bites. Oh my goodness. You know what liberal Al's like? He's like a fungus. He just grows and grows. He never. You can't. Just. Oh my goodness. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. This is Ronnie Big W in West Palm Beach.
Big W in West Palm Beach. What's up, man?
Boy, it's been a while since I've spoken to you. I've been pretty busy. Real quick, I'm going to get to the points. Number one, as far as I can see and understand, and from my experience and my constituents, Obama has never done anything, to benefit.
Oh, yeah.
Period.
Well, he did leave office. No, I'll tell you what he did. He did one great thing. I know it doesn't seem that way looking back, but he was a very radical socialist president, right? Obamacare was the attempt to have a, socialized healthcare system. And he was so radical in his liberalism that he set the stage for Trump to come down the escalator. People were so fed up with this radical leftism, the country was ready for Donald Trump. So if it were not for Obama, Trump would not have probably come down that escalator.
Agree.
So he gave us Trump, and he stopped Hillary from becoming president in 2008. That would have been terrible.
Yeah, definitely. And also, I have an issue with quite a few of these talk show hosts and talk radio hosts clarifying what Trump will not do when he gets in office. I think that should be left up to the president himself on what he's going to do as far as dealing with the issues that have been brought to him and his family. So that bothered.
You know, President Trump yesterday, he did an interview with Hugh Hewitt. He said in his first 2 seconds he's going to fire Jack Smith. First 2 seconds, which I thought that was pretty good. And so that means that's the first thing he's going to do in office is fire him. Watch the meltdowns. The Democrats are going to try to impeach him on Inauguration Day over that one. No, but it's beautiful. But he also said something that really it hasn't hit the news yet because he's a lot is going on. But he also said yesterday he's thinking about doing away with income taxes for everybody and funding. Oh, and he's not talking about some flat sales tax. He's talking about funding the government the way it used to be funded before World War I with import-export taxes, tariffs.
Exactly. That's what I've been telling people for the longest. You guys don't understand. We were not the ones that were paying all these taxes to fund everything for the government.
That's right. And, and that's, could you imagine no income taxes for anyone? That's what he was talking about yesterday.
It will be well deserved. Last question, since you spoke to the gentleman that said his music was no good, have you listened to mine yet?
Yeah, you're the guy that sent me the CDs, right?
Right.
Yeah, your music is very good. Yes, I have a CD player in my old car, believe it or not. I don't know if we have any around the radio station, but I have a CD player. I listen to it in my car. Your music, unlike Renee's from Harlem's, your music is very good and nice to listen to.
Great. Thank you for that.
Yes.
And there's more to come.
Yes. Okay. I feel bad for Renee because I'm sure he's good with the guitar or whatever. He just happens to be with a band that sucks. All right. Take care. Because he's not the singer. He just plays the guitar, he's just, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian, it's Lisa in Tennessee.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey, listen, I was, my husband brought something up and I think I might have figured it out maybe, but since the vice president is usually the one who, confirms the votes, certifies the election, but she's running for president, will that fall to the Speaker of the House now to certify the election results?
No. Al Gore certified the 2000 results for George Bush, and he was the vice president.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. Oh, and by the way, Pence certified Biden.
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm. Now, the only difference between Al Gore and Mike Pence and Kamala is Kamala will be totally tanked, I think Kamala drinks wine and does CBD gummies.
Not that at all. I mean, when you see her speak, she totally looks, CBD'd out.
Well, you're a woman. She turned 60 on Sunday. The polls came out. She's losing. She's going to be rejected by. You'd be drinking too. You'd be depressed too.
Oh yeah. She's just a puppet, right? She's a puppet for Obama's plans. She doesn't have any plans. Obama has the plan.
Mm-hmm. And plus, yesterday, the woman that dated her husband, that she did an interview with the Daily Mail confirming the allegation that she was slapped by her husband, by Kamala's husband, so hard her body flipped around. So that's not a good week to be Kamala.
No, it's not a good week to be Kamala. I don't know if any week is a good week to be Kamala. And then also, I can't wait to see what this George Santos stuff is that these.
Well, what I wonder about with Kamala, it's a serious thing. I wonder if she regrets leaving the Senate. She would have been in the Senate for the rest of her life, like Dianne Feinstein, and she left it for this, and now she's done. I mean, when this is over, she's done. She's gonna have to retire.
Good.
Yeah, she'll just they might make her the president of her sorority or something, but other than that, All right, appreciate the call. Take care. All right. Mm-hmm. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Deerfield.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian. How are you?
Hi.
I gotta tell you, Brian, last night I watched one of my favorite sports people, when it comes to analysis of sports, and you see how this Trump derangement system doesn't work. He's brilliant at analyzing sporting events. Last night on Hannity's show, one Stephen A. analyzed the current political race between Kamala and Donald Trump, and boy, it does not transfer from one thing to another. He was awful.
Well, yeah. I mean, you ever heard me talk about sports? I don't know what Mike, our board op's going to the World Series next week. I didn't even know what was going on, man. Yeah, I know. Board ops make more money than they did when I was a board op. I couldn't afford to go to how much. I'm not going to tell you how much he paid for the ticket, but yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh boy, it's a lot.
This is a guy I really, we're listening to a sportsman. I always respected his intellect in that. But, oh, my God. I mean, you talk about everything A backwards. Stephen A. was, I don't know.
I'm not sure who that is. I'm not sure who he is. Is he black?
He's on, yeah.
I know who he is. Yeah, I know who he is, yeah.
And his analysis of the Hannity show last night was really shocking.
He's got to stay in his lane.
He does. I think he's going to get a lot of blowback from this.
Well, what was he saying that was so idiotic?
Oh, Trump's a total. He doesn't know what he's doing, and Kamala's the hope, and
oh yes,
the one that's slipping intellectually in that, and his policies are a disaster. And that, I mean, he had it totally backwards. I mean, it was really.
Well, I'll tell you that girl. I forgot her name. You'll probably know her name. The one that left ESPN, and she moderated the town hall with Trump a few days ago. I can't remember her name. She is great.
Steele, I think it was.
Yeah, something Steele. I forgot her first name. She is very good, and I don't know why. I tell you, Harris Faulkner on Fox must not want her anywhere near there. She's very good. She's very sharp. She's good looking, and she's much better than Harris Faulkner on Fox.
Harris, is she leaving Fox?
No. I'm nothing about her leaving, but you know how women are. They don't like other women around.
She's excellent. She's very good, great personality, great appearance. But Stephen A., I mean, boy, you talk about France, but Trump, it had to be Trump derangement syndrome because he's a bright guy. But his analysis of this.
Well, I didn't realize how left-wing sports was until Tim Tebow went to New York, and I watched the press conference that the sports media had with Tim Tebow, and they were so nasty to Tim Tebow. I'm sorry, he's a Christian. I mean, and I couldn't believe how vile they were. And then when Trump came around, CNN went so woke.
Well, I think the Christian.
Or not CNN. I mean ESPN went so woke.
Yeah, he's the real deal.
All right, hey, listen, I got to run, but thanks for the call. If you're on hold, stand by. We're coming back for the final segment, and the phones are pretty busy, so hang in there. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered mornings.
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated in Boca with the Morning Gold and Precious Metals Report. William Youngerman, how the metals ending the week?
Ending the week very well, because we've, after hitting an all-time record high this week of $2,758, we have stabilized nicely above $2,700 price, which has become support for gold, which is what we were hoping to see, and it's played itself out very nicely this week. Overnight, yesterday we saw gold trade in a range of $2,714 all the way up to $2,743, closing out the day up $20.50 at $2,735.30 the ounce. Silver was down a penny at $33.65, while platinum gained $8 yesterday, closing at $1,026. And palladium up $96. Palladium, as I said, has been red hot, closing out $1,142. This mostly based on the Russian boycott on palladium and metals, pretty much in protest against the Ukrainian situation. And the Russia is trying to establish their own trading system now for metals with some of the BRICS nations. So this is kind of playing itself out mostly in palladium, since Russia is the major supplier of palladium. Overnight, we saw gold trade in a range of $2,716 up to $2,736. Right now, we're at $2,728 the ounce, certainly nicely above the $2,700. And that's down $7.30 right now. Silver down 20 cents at $33.45 the ounce. Platinum down $12 at $1,014, and palladium up another $13 at $1,150.
Wow. Now, let me ask you, because palladium's looking good, is palladium a good buy now, or what are you recommending with palladium?
It's very speculative, very thinly traded. I guess I would still stay away from it. If I was looking for one of the white metals other than silver, I'd probably go with platinum still.
Yeah, now platinum, a lot of people may not know this because we talk about gold and silver so much. Platinum's awesome, and the major mints put out platinum coins. How is platinum available?
It is available in bar form, in coin form, from the Royal Canadian Mint, the U.S. Mint, and the British Mint. Several mints make platinum coins. And platinum technically is 15 times rarer than gold. So there's no huge stockpiles like there is with gold above ground. So.
And they're beautiful coins. They're very beautiful coins. Listen, William Youngman opens up at 10 a.m. You can stop in at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. You can give them a call toll-free, 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. And you can find both his address and phone number on his website, WilliamYoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk next week. Okay, we are back, and there's only one opening on the board where William Youngerman was at. Let's go right back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Bob. Rebecca from Sensation.
Hey, Rebecca. All right. Yeah, speak up a little bit, but I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm at my doctor's office.
Oh, you're at the doctor's office. That's okay. That's okay. The doctor will wait for us.
There you go. I just wanted to tell you I'm such a proud mom. My 20-year-old daughter is going to vote today for the first time with me, and I'm just excited about that.
And she's going to vote for Trump, I hope, right?
Of course, she's a huge Trumper.
That's awesome.
Yeah. To go, I was going to say more, but my doctor just...
All right. Okay. I appreciate it. I appreciate waiting for the doctor. All right, let's, yes, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
You're talking to me?
Sounds like you.
I think I know why you threw Jago off.
Well, let me tell you, if you know and you do what he did, you'll join him in isolation. Yeah, you're going to say it, exactly. So, then this is an interesting thing, okay? He knows that Greg, too, got banned for doing something, so he wants to try to do it, too. What it is with some of these guys, this show is addicting to people, okay? It's like they're addicted like I say, like Hunter is to cracking hookers, okay? And they can't get themselves to break away. So sometimes they do things to get banned. I saved him. I could have let that guy do what he did, and because I had to ban Greg for doing it, I'd have to ban him too, and I don't want to ban him. I don't like banning people. And he's calling back. He thinks he's going to get it out again? Is he out of his mind? There is one prohibition on this program. One. Oh my goodness, these people. Did you hear how he was giggling? Wasn't that creepy? Imagine what it's like. Could you imagine? You're at work, you get calls from crazy, deranged men, some of them old men, and they're talking that way to you? This is a bizarre world. Oh, by the way, I want to talk to you guys about Angel Water. Holy smokes. The Angel water purification system is absolutely amazing. I've had it for, I guess, a little over a month now. And this is the deal, guys. You probably, like me, have all kinds of toxins in your water. You just don't know about it, or you choose to ignore it. Angel Water sent Rocky out to my house and tested my water. I was shocked at what was in my water. And it's not just the water that you're drinking, you're cooking with it, and you're bathing with it. You're brushing your teeth with it. You're washing your dishes and your clothes with it. You don't want to do any of that. You want to have clean water, and that's what you're going to get with Angel Water. You know, their water filtration system filters all the water before it enters your house. All the appliances in my house that have water going through them is filtered with Angel Water, which includes the showers. And I was telling you guys, this is a little bit embarrassing, but when my daughter came home for the cruise, our last cruise, she's been out there in California, and, we live in the house she grew up in, and she used the shower, and she used her whole life. And she said the water is awful. She did not want to shower at the house. She wanted to go to my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law lives down the street. She wanted to go to my mother-in-law's to take a shower. I was embarrassed. I didn't tell you guys about it because it's embarrassing. And I told Rocky when they installed the Angel Water filtration system, I said my daughter's coming to visit in a couple weeks. She'll be the final judge. And my daughter came, and not only did she love the Angel Water filtration system, she came home, she took a shower, she had a long flight, she took a shower, and without even hearing my wife and I talk about it with her, she had the same reaction we did when she got out of the shower. She said her hair felt like it had been conditioned. She said her skin felt like it had been moisturized because the water is so clean, it's so pure. Angel Water has over 1,000 positive reviews on Google from customers. That's because people that have the system installed are like me. They love it. Give them a call. I'm going to give you the number in just a moment, and Angel Water will send Rocky out at no charge to test your water. They're also offering you a free under-the-sink reverse osmosis system with the purchase of a whole house refiner. And I have both of these, the reverse osmosis system under the sink and the whole house refiner. It's amazing. Give them a call. Here's the number. It is 561-899-6585. 561-899-6585. That's 561-899-6585 for Angel Water. All right. Let's go back to the phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name?
Hi, this is Pastor Trevor Rayborn.
Oh, you're going to have to call me with that on Monday. I will do it real quick here because we're almost out of time, Pastor, and I know you've been on hold for a long time. Pastor Trevor here was hit by the hurricane, and he's having his roof redone by Tom Laporta at Laporta Roofing. But we're almost out of time. So you have to call me on Monday. We'll get into some more detail. But I appreciate you calling Tom Laporta. And his response time is, of course, very quick with listeners of ours that have been hit by the hurricane. But call us on Monday, and we'll get into some more detail about it, okay? All right. Appreciate the call. All right. Take care. All right. Let's see here. I'm trying to take these in the order in which they were received. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. Jay, truck driver.
Hey, Jay. Speak up.
Hey, have you heard anything about the joke? So I don't know if you heard what a possible.
No, George Santos. I read it. He posted on X this morning, and I read it. He said that a major media outlet has a video of Kamala that they're holding that they've not released yet, and he said he'll get sued if he says what it is first.
At night, and this one podcaster said from his sources, when she was Attorney General out in L.A. or San Francisco or whatever. It had something to do with.
No, I don't think it has any. I don't know. Listen, just because someone says they have sources doesn't mean their source could be themselves. I would not assume it's P. Diddy. It could be, but I would not assume that. No. Not gonna speculate on that. All right. Let's wait until it comes out. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh boy, we're getting a run here today. You're on the air.
Hey Brian, it's Mike from Houston. How?
All right, Mike.
Hey, since it's something like Friday, I want to talk about something you mentioned. I think it was yesterday, but that I was hoping you'd go into a little bit further. But in the last couple of days, you mentioned how the Bushes and Cheneys were voting Democrat, and it it kind of dawned on me that, we talk a lot about how the left,
it's true,
increasingly to the left, into the waters of political absurdity, but there are Republicans who are doing the same thing. It seems like the whole political spectrum is shifting to the left, and with the exception of us, the Trump.
George Bush told everyone that he was voting for Biden. He told everyone that he and his dad, who's passed away, Bush 1, were voting for Hillary. And Cheney's got his daughter, out there plugging away for Kamala. I mean, what Tucker Carlson said is the neocons are now Democrats.
Yeah, and so why? Why are they flipping? Why are they drifting to the left like this?
But because they're in government to make money off the military-industrial complex. Donald Trump doesn't start wars, he ends them. That's it.
So basically, it's self-interest, it's political profiteering and self-interest.
Yeah, and also they're the ruling elite, and they've been deposed.
Yeah, well, I figured there's a little bit of bitterness there. Okay.
Liz Cheney and
loyal.
Listen, Liz Cheney and Jeb thought that they were inheriting the keys to the kingdom, that they were the next generation of leadership. They both got cut out, and they blamed Trump.
I tell you, President Trump is the greatest thing. I don't care how the election turns out. Well, of course, I want President Trump to win. But even if it doesn't turn out that way, he's absolutely the best thing that's happened to our party since its inception. We're cutting away the dead wood. We're cutting it loose.
Well, it's already been done. The Trump family, when they took over the RNC, that was it. They're out. The Republican establishment has fallen.
And the defeat is this.
But we're almost out of time. That's why I'm going so quick. But you're the last call of the week. But the thing is, all right. Take care. I was talking yesterday. I'll just say this in closing. That big switch that they fantasized that happened when all the good people became Democrats and the Republicans became. Remember all that stuff? We're seeing it happen now with the neocons becoming Democrats. Listen, if you're on hold, stand by. We'll be back Monday morning at 6 a.m. And if you hang in there, you'll be first in line. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Some great calls today. And, some creepers too, but that's okay. It's open phones. Creepers are welcome on Fridays. See you Monday. All right, guys. Hey, listen. Thanks for watching. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. Everyone who's subbed already, please like the video if you don't mind. All right? Take care. I'll see you guys over the weekend.